Hello, hello, hello. If you're watching this back on the replay, welcome. Tonight we're going to do some choose your own adventure, ancient Egypt style. I tried to do my makeup like very Egyptian-y, but not like, like the Eye of Horus or anything, nothing too extreme. It came out a little 1920s doe-eyed starlet, but I like it. So yes, we're going to travel through ancient Egypt, and after that we'll go through trivia. I have some new trivia books for you guys. So if you're here, go ahead and say hello in the chat so I can say hello too. This is Kyle. He wanted to join us today. He's a little frog. He's a little nervous. He's a sweetie. But yeah, I've got a lot of water. I've been feeling a little dizzy the past hour or two, so I just realized about 10 minutes ago, like, oh, I have not been drinking that much water today, so I'm trying to drink as much as possible. But yeah, I've got my fan because it's actually kind of hot today. I mean, not hot, but warmer than it has been. Oh, it's so nice. But yeah, if you're here, say something in the chat. I want to talk to you guys so we can get started on the fun. We can play Choose Your Own Adventures, which I've been wanting to do for a long time. We did it on my birthday stream, and it was a lot of fun. We did the Titanic adventures on my birthday. Quiet night tonight. I just uploaded the video on Luxembourg, which was, I like that video. It's funny. And I feel like it's very like educational. Like it's really easy to learn stuff from that video, I think. Yeah, it's a quiet night tonight, apparently. No one wants to play trivia or choose your own adventure. We'll see how long this goes. I'm trying to aim for at least 2 to 2.5 hours. I'm deliberately like not charging this computer so that I don't stay on for too long because it makes me feel kind of unwell after a few hours. Not during the stream, but after. Once I put everything away and lie down, I'm like, wow, I'm really tired. And I don't think it's just from the ASMR. So yeah. Shall we start with some Topple? Topple the elephant is here too. I got all my stuffies out. Anyone's here tonight? I feel like I'm playing the Ouija board. If anyone is here, speak, say something. I feel like my viewer counter thing is off because I remember that one time where it said there were 0 people here and there were people chatting, like a lot of people. So, oh, Walker's here. Hey, Walker, welcome. It's good to see you. Kind of early in the morning for you, I know, but I appreciate you being here. Get some good Topple sounds on there for you guys while we wait for more people to join. Maybe just like 2-3 more people who want to play along. And we'll get started with Ancient Egypt Adventures. So this book we have, just like the other books, there's 3 different adventures we're going to go on. One of them is building pyramids in Giza. The second is painting tombs in the Valley of the Kings. And the third is join Cleopatra and Mark Antony battling the Roman dictator Octavian. Who will win? I'm just starting research for an Egypt video. I just started last night doing research for Egypt so I could hopefully film it within a few days. I feel like my knowledge of Egyptian history is like early, like ancient Egypt is like super comprehensive up until like the Arab takeover, and then it kind of drops and then picks up in like the 20th century. So I'm not too familiar with what happens in between all of that, so I'm excited to learn. And of course, the book I got to flip through for you guys was printed in 2007. A lot has happened in Egypt since 2007. That's funny. So, I don't know, maybe I can read parts of it to you because the text of the book is pretty worthless. But the pictures are beautiful. The pictures, of course, are still good. That's why I get those kind of books. If anyone else is here that wants to play Choose Your Own Adventure, just leave something, anything in the chat. You could say hi to Kyle. Say hi to me. Say something so I know that you're ready to play. Because I'm ready to play. This is really fun to do. I thought about doing this as just a regular video because, oh, hey, Spooky. Hi, Ellis. Welcome. I wanted to do a video about Egyptian mythology because I know you guys love the mythology videos, and I've only done 3 of them. I did the Greeks, I did the Persians, and the Aztecs. But I couldn't find a good Egyptian mythology book to use, at least not now. So in the future, I'll have to do it. So I have a gap in my calendar. Next Friday, I need a video. So I might do a 10,000 subscriber excitement video. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's get started. I'm going to start reading the introduction while we wait for a few more people to join, because the more people here, the better for this game. So let's see. Chapter 1, The Gift of the Nile. There's a photograph. I thought it was a drawing at first. The beautiful temples. That's so neat. I've been to an Egyptian museum. There's one in San Jose. And amazing. It's all amazing. So chapter 1, The Gift of the Nile. Let me lower this just a bit so I can whisper or spot. I'll just do soft spoken for you guys. Watch out, Kyle. Sit over here. Okay. There we go. So I can have the book here. Ancient Egypt was an era ahead of its time. I apologize if you hear the music outside. Ancient Egypt was an era ahead of its time. Artists built magnificent buildings to honor the pharaohs and gods. An organized system of canals used water from the Nile River to grow enough crops for the country. A written language called hieroglyphs was widely used. A strong army protected ancient Egypt's massive wealth. The Nile River was the lifeblood of ancient Egypt. Most ancient Egyptians were farmers. They depended on the annual Nile flood to grow crops such as wheat and barley. When the Nile flooded, harvests were plentiful. Oof, loud motorcycle. When the Nile didn't flood, the people of Egypt starved. Neighboring kingdoms wanted the Nile's power for themselves. Over the years, foreign rulers from Nubia, Syria, Persia, Greece, and Rome each had a turn in controlling Egypt. Just as the ancient Egyptians needed the Nile for physical survival, the Nile provides, yes, Walker, of course, they needed the gods for spiritual survival. They believed in life after death. A proper burial was just as important as a good life. People worshipped the gods at home and in temples. The pharaoh was considered a living god. The pharaoh owned Egypt, including the land, its people, and all their possessions. Some pharaohs built large tombs called pyramids. Life in ancient Egypt was hard. Many people died from accidents or disease. Soldiers fought and died protecting Egypt's borders. Workers toiled in the hot desert sun building monuments and tombs for royalty. Women often died during childbirth. People who lived past age 35 were considered old. But the ancient Egyptians also enjoyed life. People attended parties and celebrations honoring the gods. They enjoyed music and dancing. Wealthy children attended a school. Children and adults played games and spent time together. Appearance was very important to the ancient Egyptians. Men and women often shaved their heads to stay clean. Wealthier men and women wore wigs made of vegetable fibers or human hair. Vegetable fibers. Both men and women wore eye paint. I tried. Most clothes were made of linen. Linen was lightweight and comfortable in the hot climate. Children often wore no clothes at all. The historical era known as Ancient Egypt began around 3100 BCE. It ended in 30 BCE when Rome took over Egypt. Ancient Egypt was a time filled with adventure and mystery. The desert sands both preserve and hide secrets of the past. What will your journey to Ancient Egypt reveal? Very exciting. So, in the chat, hello, everybody in the chat. If we want to start building pyramids, put 1. If you want to work on tomb building and mummy making, put a 2. And if you want to fight alongside Cleopatra, put a 3 in the chat. Let me know. So 1 is to build the pyramids. We're going to do all of them. I just want to know which one you want to do first. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to build the pyramids first. Put a 2 if you want to work in the tombs and making mummies. Put a 3 if you want to fight alongside Cleopatra. Spooky says 2. Awesome. Sounds like something you would want, Spooky. You want the mummy one. Walker says 1. I'll wait for one more person. Anyone else want to put in? I'll say it one more time. Oh, we got another 2. Then let's start with 2, and then we'll do the pyramids, and then we'll end with Cleopatra. So let's see. Page 41. Let's go on an adventure. Let's go 2, and then we'll do 1, Walker. Don't worry. I'm going to do all of them. Did I pass it? Yeah. There we go. Tombs and mummies. It's 1320 BCE. You are an artist living in Thebes. Until a few years ago, you lived in the royal city of Akhetaten. King Akhenaten built the new city, abandoning the capital of Thebes. Instead of worshipping the traditional Egyptian gods, Akhenaten believed in only one god, the sun god Aten. Akhenaten forced his new religious beliefs on the people of Egypt. In Akhetaten, you worked as an apprentice to an artist. He trained you to make artwork and statues of King Akhenaten and his wife, Queen Nefertiti. Here we go. He had a very interesting art style. It was very different from a very Egyptian art. It was more lifelike and realistic. That's Akhenaten and Nefertiti. Pretty cool. Oh, what was I reading? That they think they might have found Nefertiti's tomb finally. I think like a few days ago they might have. That's really exciting. But it was an amazing time to be an artist. You had freedom to create new things. Other pharaohs told artists when the royalty could be drawn and how art should look. Federico is here. You're not late at all, don't worry. We're having an adventure in ancient Egypt. We're working for Pharaoh Akhenaten right now. Who was kind of eccentric in terms of pharaohs. In Akhetaten, you observed the royal family as they worshipped, ate, and relaxed. You added backgrounds and nature to your pieces. The faces could even show expressions. But in the years since King Akhenaten's death, you've lived through confusing times. No one knows what became of Queen Nefertiti. Control of Egypt had passed through many hands. Akhenaten's young son, Tutankhamun, is now the king of Egypt. His new government is erasing Akhenaten's ideas. The officials ordered the city of Akhetaten closed. They returned art and religion to the traditional ways. You must now choose a different path for your life. The new rulers are beginning work on their burial chambers in the Valley of the Kings. They need tomb painters. You are skilled in this area, but you are not sure you can trust this new government. You could also take your skills to the marketplace. You could become wealthy by making idols, statues, and masks. People need these items for their tombs. So if you want to work in the Valley of the Kings, put a 1 in the chat. If you want to use your talents in the marketplace, put a 2 in the chat. If you want to paint tombs in the Valley of the Kings, paint Tutankhamun's tomb and maybe Nefertiti's tomb, if it exists, put a 1. Here, Kyle, you're going to go down now. I think you're done. Maybe you can come back later. Copper chisels and dolomite hammers. Interesting. But yeah, we can paint tombs for the kings, or we can work in the market and sell items that are going to go into the tombs. But yeah, it was really interesting how Akhenaten was like very eccentric about his religion. And Nefertiti was his favorite wife because she was also like, yeah, this is cool. We got a 1 from Ellis. That's awesome. I think I want to do that one too, but it's totally up to you guys. If you want to work in the market, that's up to you. Let's do what you want to do. But his son Tutankhamun was not about the weird sun god cult, and he literally undid everything his father did. He closed the cities and temples that he built, all but 1 at Karnak. We got another one from oh my gosh, that's my neighbor. He throws his recycling over the fence and then comes and picks it up from the inside. I don't know. I don't understand. I hate it. I hate when he does that. Okay, let's go to the Valley of the Kings. Next page. The Valley of the Kings is on the west bank of the Nile River near Thebes. Oh, I just remembered. He's also very loud. He speaks at a 10 on the phone, so if he starts yammering on the phone in a minute, I'm sorry. The Valley of the Kings is on the west bank of the Nile River near Thebes. For hundreds of years, Egyptian kings have chosen to be buried there. Tall cliffs and a narrow entryway make the valley difficult for tomb robbers to enter. You arrive at the workers' village, which is southeast of the Valley of the Kings. A wall of mud bricks surrounds the small village of about 100 people. The men build and decorate the royal tombs in the valley. The women take care of the children, and some sell goods in the marketplace. Workers are paid in grain, fish, and vegetables. 2 foremen oversee the tomb building projects. Each foreman is in charge of his own gang. Scribes take attendance and keep track of all materials used to build and furnish the tombs. You will paint a mural in a nobleman's burial chamber, your foreman tells you when you arrive at the valley. You enter the dark tomb carrying a lamp made of linen strips and animal fat. The plastered walls of the chamber are covered in red drawings. It is your job to add paint to the drawings. You begin painting a mural of Osiris, the god of the underworld. He is shown as a human mummy with black skin. He wears a white crown with feathers and holds a curved stick. A scribe named Khonsu also works in the burial chamber. He is carving an inscription above the entryway. Do you want to come to a party at my uncle's house tonight? He asks. I hear the vizier might come. The vizier? If the highest official in Egypt is coming, it must be an important party. Yes. Oof, he's so loud. Yes, Khonsu laughs. If you piled up the debins of gold my uncle has spent for the celebration, it would probably fill this room. You're excited about the invitation. You would need to leave work early to be ready for a party like that. But today is your first day at work. You want to impress your foreman. All right, 1 in the chat to stay at work, 2 in the chat to go to the party. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to stay and be a good tomb painter and paint Osiris all day, or 2 to go to this wild party. Anyone? I know what I would pick, but I'm going to do whatever you guys pick. So 1 to keep painting and working, 2 to go to a party. Whatever you guys want to do. Let me get some water real quick. One, you don't want to people, says Spooky. Well, I mean, Federico says 2, definitely party. So, those are 2 very opposite concepts. We need a tiebreaker. Who wants to break this tie? because yeah, being around people is the worst. But also, this party sounds kind of hopping. It sounds like a fun party, but also it's literally our first day of work, and we shouldn't leave early on the first day of work. But the party, Federico says, if you party hard, you may even meet Osiris in person. Win-win situation. Well, that is that is true, I suppose, Federico. Osiris is kind of a scary god. I don't know. He was kind of creepy. He's the god of the underworld. But I mean, you could meet him if you party hard enough. I'd like that. Dr. Pickle is here. Just got here, but one sounds good. All right, we're not going to the party, guys. No parties tonight. I would have picked the party, but we're gonna be very good. Let's see what happens next. I'm going to keep painting, you tell Konsu. The burial chamber will require many hours to complete. You want to be certain the painting is finished before the nobleman dies. It will ensure him a safe journey to the next life. That's a good point. I didn't think of that. Imagine if this guy died and his tomb wasn't done because you were partying. If you work hard enough, you might be promoted to paint King Tut's tomb. Suit yourself, Konsu says. He leaves you alone in the chamber. There he goes. I'm so sorry. He talks at a 10. As you are painting, you hear a loud snapping sound overhead. You look up as long cracks splinter the ceiling. If the ceiling falls, you could become trapped. But if you try to run, you might be crushed to death by the falling rocks. Oh my gosh, you guys. 1 to stay, 2 to run. Let's see. We risk being trapped if we stay, or we risk being pummeled by rocks. I know he talks all the time on the phone. He runs a food truck business, so he's always talking to people on the phone. But he just like yells into the phone. He got on the phone at 6 a.m. the other day, which I was awake. I had been filming, but I wanted to be like, dude, it's 6 a.m. Like the sun is barely up. Why are you yelling into your phone? I don't know. He'll stop eventually, guys. When he's quiet, he's quiet. But when he's loud, he's so loud. Anyway, we are in a tomb that is collapsing right now. I could care less about that guy with that wall. If we're going to stay and hope that we don't get trapped, put a 1 in the chat. If you want to try to run, put a 2 in the chat. Again, I know which one I would pick for sure, but it's up to you guys. What are we going to do? This tomb is cracking. What should we do? Stay. Okay, Walker says 2, that we should run. Anyone else? Any ideas? Anyone think we should stay put? Or, oh, there's another 2 from Spooky. Let's get out of here. Let's go. We gotta run. You wear teal. Yes, it's a Sharks thing. On game days where you wear teal. Hey, thank you, Alta. Even though it's not a game day, it's tomorrow, but what if? You pick up your lamp and run out of the chamber. You look back just as pieces of the ceiling crash to the floor. We saved ourselves. Huge stones now block the chamber door. As you catch your breath, someone grabs your shoulder. You turn around and face Konsu. Are you all right? He asks. I was just outside the tomb when I heard a loud rumble. I'm fine, you tell him. You wipe the dust from your eyes. The workers might have tunneled too close to an existing tomb. The ceiling had a weak spot. Konsu smiles. Now you can come to my uncle's party tonight. Hey, Will, welcome. This guy here's already so intense. It's so intense. But we're going to go to a swinging party now that our work site was destroyed. An opportunity like this is too good to pass up. Who knows what you might see at such an important party? You head home and put on your finest white kilt and several amulets. You walk through the village to the party. Konsu's uncle lives in an elegant house. People stand on the flat rooftop talking and laughing. It's a trap. Now we gotta be Moon Knight. You guys are so funny. I love this chat. Talking and laughing, music swells from the courtyard. As you enter the gate, a servant gives you a scented wax cone for your head. Your body heat will melt the cone, releasing its perfume. You put it on your head and join the party. The food is fantastic. There are roasted meats, fish, and plenty of watermelon, cucumbers, and bread. Your glass is filled with beer or wine as soon as it is empty. Hey, Khaled, you made it. Awesome. You sit with Khonsu in the moonlit courtyard. He talks of all the riches being placed in the tomb you're painting. The nobleman isn't even dead yet, and already there are boxes filled with gold, Khonsu says. I saw a room with jugs of spices and granite sculptures of the gods, you add. The royal officials don't need all that, Khonsu says. They are wasteful and greedy. Look what they did to the beautiful city of Akhetaten. I worked many months on a temple there. They've smashed most of it down. It does seem a shame, says your sip your wine. It's a shame. I'm going to take some of what I am still owed for my work. A few gold amulets will never be missed. Do you want to help me? Khonsu says. It says to do honest work, put a 1, or to steal from the tomb, put a 2. No stealing is a 1 in the chat. Stealing from the tomb is a 2 in the chat. What should we do? Because it is true, they don't need all that gold and things, you know. Dr. Pickle says 1 right away. Don't steal from the tomb. But yeah, it's kind of our job to not steal from the tomb. Walker says 1. Federico says 1. Yeah, I agree. This guy's kind of crazy. Let's not steal from the tomb. I don't dare anger the gods, you tell Khonsu. Spooky says 2. You know what? After this, because this says the end at the end, let's do 2 after this one, just to find out. I don't dare anger the gods, you tell Khonsu. You leave the party before he can argue. You just get out of there. You decide to work late the next night. You don't want anyone to think you are involved in any crimes. Khonsu's been fun to work with, but you decide to stay away from him for a while. Your foreman soon notices your great work. He rewards you with extra grain. He gives you more projects in other chambers. After a few years of service, you are given your own small tomb for when you die. It's a high honor for you and your family. The end. Yay. That was a good ending. But Spooky Von Doom wants to know what happens if we stole from the tomb. Oh, there's more. This is a longer story. Let's steal from the tomb. Let's be bad. The next day, Khonsu takes a few gold amulets and puts them in his pallet with his tools on top. Scribes always carry their pallets with them. The pallet holds their pens, ink, and carving tools. If anyone stops him, he will show them his tools. Just carving. You come up with a plan to steal some small statues. You paint a few statues and rub off the paint in places. Then you pack them in a small crate. You wait while Khonsu goes out ahead of you. Khonsu's not stopped. You leave the tomb a bit later. The guard stops you. What are you doing with those? He demands, pointing to the statues in your crate. All right. Do we fix them and put them back? Put a 1. To keep them, put a 2. Just my copper chisel, officer. Exactly, Walker. All right. So to be like, oh, I'm just fixing these, let me put them right back, put a 1 in the chat. Or to keep them, put a 2 in the chat. What do you think we should do? I know Spooky's going to be like, take him. This was Spooky's idea after all. What should we do with these statues we got caught? Federico says 2, just take them. You guys are reckless tonight. B says 1. Walker says 2. Uh-oh, there's more 2s than 1s now. If anyone else wants to chime in. A 1 to put the statues back, or a 2 to keep them. I'm going to wait a little bit. A few more seconds. I know there's a delay, so I know you type and then I see it like 30 seconds later. So I'm going to wait just a little bit. Stick it to the man. Okay, let's do it. We keep the statues. Let's go 2. Yeah, I knew you would say that, Spooky. I need to take these statues to my shop to repair them, you lie. The guard waves over one of the scribes. Together they read the scribe's list of burial items. And Khaled said 2. Man, you guys are risky. Then the scribe whispers something to the guard and walks away. I just read ahead. The scribe says you added paint to these statues, the guard tells you. He arrests you. You are taken across the river into Thebes. A guard whips your arms and legs until you confess. Then you're brought back to the site to the crime. The vizier waits for you there. He listens to your story. Did you act alone? The vizier asks. Yes, you reply. You don't want Khonsu to be punished. You are convicted of your crime. Guards drag you to the edge of town. A short stick stands in the ground with a sharpened end. The guards push you onto the stick. You are left to die. Your body will be a warning to all those who think of raiding the riches of a royal tomb. Man. Oh man, that was brutal over some statues. Crazy. All right. So, for those who recently joined, we're doing a Choose Your Own Adventure of Ancient Egypt. We're going to go back in time just a couple of metal. Yeah, that's how they executed people back then, isn't that? I watched this one video on like cursed YouTube videos, and it was like the top 10 most cursed YouTube videos, and someone had filmed them like their brother had committed something that I don't want to say because he killed his mom. So his brother sentenced him to death, and that's how they killed him, because I think it was in Egypt, and they killed him the traditional way, and they filmed it and put it on YouTube. Anyway, that's how I found out about that kind of execution. It's horrible. So we're going to go back in time a little bit, back to the ancient pyramids, because before the Valley of the Tombs, they built pyramids. It's absolute monarchies for you, isn't it? So it's 2550 BCE. King Khufu has ordered the construction of his pyramid tomb at a town called Giza. Khufu wants his pyramid to outshine all earlier pyramids. Khufu's father, King Snefru, built 3 pyramids, but one of them is sinking into the desert sands. Khufu's builders must avoid repeating past mistakes in order to honor Khufu and secure his place in the afterlife. Yeah. A normal life and a brutal execution. Yeah. It would be amazing to be associated with Khufu's pyramid in any way. It's the season of Akhet, when the Nile floods its banks. It will be months before it is Peret, planting season, and it will be even longer until Shemu, harvest season. Akhet is the perfect time to bring in supplies and temporary workers for Khufu's pyramid. A group of skilled workers already lives in Giza. With the river flooded, a harbor now lies just outside of Giza. Boatloads of cedar logs and copper tools are sailing in from Lebanon, Syria, and the Sinai Desert. Khufu's nephew Hemunu is in charge of the construction. He'll keep the work moving. So if we want to be a temporary worker, put a 1 in the chat, or if we want to be a skilled stone cutter, put a 2 if you want to work. No, Liam, trivia has not started. I'm doing this to kind of get people joining and get an audience, so we have a lot of people when trivia is going on. So if we have enough people after this chapter, we might just get started. And yeah, Khaled says 1 to be a temporary worker. Just wait till they get their hands on iron. I know. Isn't like the I think there was a group in Western Africa at this time that had already figured out iron, but I can't remember what they were called. It was in like West Africa, like the farthest from Egypt you could possibly go, but I can't remember who it was. Anyway, anyone else? Do we want to work temporarily at Giza, or do we want to work as a stone cutter? What do we think? What do we think? Khalid says we should be a temporary worker, which means that once Federico says 1 as well. Once the flooding is over and the soil is all damp, we go back, start farming again instead of staying on and working with stone. Everyone's saying 1, let's do it. We're building a pyramid. You live on a small family farm on the edge of the fertile land near the Nile River. It's the season of Akhet. Canals hold back the water. When the river crests, the water flows down the canals to all the fields. The fields sit under water for a season. Then the water recedes and leaves perfect soil for growing crops. Just inches beyond the green land, the desert sand piles up. Your father speaks to you one morning after breakfast. Our family has not contributed any laborers to Khufu's pyramid. I want you to go there and honor our family. You have never been out of your village, but you're glad to go. Pyramid workers are greatly respected. You board a boat and travel to Giza. This is long. When you arrive at Giza Harbor, it is a sight beyond belief. Thousands of people are working on this enormous building project. The rapping of chisels on stone and workers shouting is an odd musical sound. You stare in awe at the pyramid. The lower part is already complete. Each side is 756 feet long. You climb onto the dock and find the workers unloading the ship. Where do I go to sign up for work, you ask? Go into the workers' city, one of the men tells you. Someone there will get you started. You thank him and walk to the workers' city. There are many tiny mud brick homes and shops. I'm trying not to have a Tourette stick. There you go. Thick smoke billows from several bakeries and pottery shops. There's also a large bunker where temporary workers can sleep. You find the Royal Administration Building and sign up for work. You are excited when you learn about the rations. You will earn bread and beer each day. Hey, you can trade your extra rations for items in the city. Since you have no stone-cutting skills, you are assigned to move the large blocks. Vroom, vroom. The limestone quarry is just south of the pyramid. You get up early each morning and walk to the quarry. You usually walk with Amosis. He also came from a farm. He reminds you of your brothers. I'm sorry, I'm listening to the donuts happening outside. Man, this is a long chapter. At the limestone quarry, stone cutters use copper chisels and wooden wedges to cut out huge blocks of stone from the earth. Most blocks weigh 2.5 tons. I'm trying to get to the next decision. A long, straight ramp rests against one side of the pyramid. To build the ramp, workers make 2 mud brick walls. Then they fill the space between the walls with limestone chips and hard-packed earth. Your division of workers must move the blocks from the quarry and up the ramp to the pyramid. Hemunu wants 300 blocks hauled to the pyramid each day, your boss orders when you arrive at work one morning. We must move quickly. Moving the blocks is hard work. Workers hoist each block onto a sled. Then a few other workers pull the sled. Once the sled gets going, it moves quickly. Sometimes the workers wrap ropes made of papyrus twine around the block. Then the workers pull it onto a short path of cedar logs. As the block is pulled, the logs roll forward. The blocks move fairly easily over the logs. Some workers must carry the logs from the back to the front of the rolling path. Here we go. You are strong, Amosis says one day as you carry an empty sled back to the quarry. I like to move blocks with you. I don't have to work so hard. Division members work 9 days in a row. They take turns having the 10th day off. You usually take your day off with Amosis. He hasn't been working here long either, but he knows how to get along in the city. After a few weeks, you and Amosis decide to trade your extra rations in the marketplace. Should you trade them for things your family needs, like tools for the farm? Or should you trade them for something you want, like a sleeping mat? So a 1 in the chat if you want to trade for things for your family's farm, if you want to be a good son and bring back something. I know, right, Walker? It was crazy what they did. Absolutely wild. Or put a 2 if you want to get something that you need right now, like a sleeping mat. Liam says a 1. Bring something home for your family. Bring something useful for the farm. Or do we want a good sleeping mat? Or what else does it say? Oh, that's all it says. Something you want or something your family would want. Everyone's saying 1. You guys are so nice. You guys are nice to your fictional Egyptian farming family. Let's see. Next page. Oh, Avelio says 2, though. But I think, Avelio, you are outvoted. I'm sorry. I would have picked 2 also, but we're going with what the chat wants. You trade your rations for some new tools for the farm. Even though you're sore and covered in sand each night, you're glad to help your family. You hope the gods and the king will reward you and your family for your hard work. You continue to work at the pyramid for a few months. It is almost harvest time. You know you should help your family with the harvest, but you like your life in Giza. Do we keep working at the pyramid? Put a 1 in the chat. If you want to stay working at the pyramid, put a 2 to return to the farm. Do we want to stay working on the Great Pyramid of Giza? Liam says 2 right away. Or if we want to go home, put a 2. What do you think we should do? Stay in Giza where it's fabulous and there's everything you can find in the market and you get to leave your mark on the Great Pyramid of Giza? Or should we just go home, see our family? Walker says 2 also. Khaled says 1 though. I'll wait for one more. A 2. All right, let's go home. It's almost, our family. Federico says 1. Federico always wants to be different. We bought all that stuff for our family anyway, too. Yeah, exactly, Dr. Pickle. We got tools. Welcome home, your father says. Oops, sorry, when you return to the farm. It's good to see your family again. You've brought gifts of eye paint and spices for your family. These items are hard to find in the markets of your village. Now is the season of shemu, or harvest. That's a toilet, I'm sorry. The men knock down the stalks with a tool called a sickle. Everyone, even the children, walks through the fields and gathers the stalks. Then animals walk over the stalks to separate the grain from the husks. A scribe writes down how much grain is harvested. He tells you what your family owes in taxes. It looks as though you'll have enough to pay your taxes. When the harvest is over, you celebrate and tell stories. Khufu's pyramid seemed to touch the heavens, you tell your family. Perhaps you'll return to work on the pyramid again next year. The end. All right, it looks like we have a good crowd, so let's just start with trivia. I know that's what you all are here for. But wasn't that fun? Isn't that exciting? I've got some spooky ones coming up for October about California history. Walker, you're funny. All right, so I went and bought some more trivia books. So I have a bunch for you guys now. We're going to start with this book. I've gone through half of it, answering it. So if we somehow get through what I've done, I've done this much in my free time. It's a fun one. So if we get through it, we'll get to do all the questions together, ones I haven't seen. I've eliminated all the ones that have numbers for answers because I don't like those. I don't like playing high and low unless it's a very obvious number. But anyway, starting off the trivia. Who's ready for trivia? Let me know. I'm excited. Who's ready for quizzing? Who's ready for trivia? You know what I thought? Because a lot of these books, including this one, are self-published. Federico says, yeah. I thought, I want to publish a trivia book, so maybe in the future, not anytime soon. I want to imagine an official ASMR Geographica trivia book. That would be pretty cool. Bee's here, so not ready. Don't worry. Avelio says, let's do it. Let's go. All right. Question number 1. Takashi, hey. In which country is the Sinai Peninsula located? This is appropriate from what we just read. What country is the Sinai Peninsula located? Takashi mi amigo, says Federico. That's right. Oh, that's right. You guys are both from Argentina. Yep, Federico got it first. It is Egypt. Liam got it too. It is Egypt. Ooh, good guesses, Walker and Chem or Kem, not sure. But it is in Egypt. Next one, in which continent can you find the country of Palau? And if a question is too hard, there are... Oh, Dr. Pickle has to go. I'm sorry, Dr. Pickle. I hope you will be back because you're fun to do trivia with. Liam, it is not Asia. Where can you find Palau? It's not Asia. Surprise, surprise. It's very close, but it's not in Asia. Takashi got it. Oceania. Yes, Palau is an island archipelago. I think it's the last country in Oceania I haven't covered yet. So we'll get to that in a few weeks. I did ask for the continent, yeah. What continent is Palau in, basically? It's in Oceania. If one were to sail from Sapporo to Vladivostok, what sea would you cross to make this journey? Oh yeah, well, Australia and Oceania is considered one. Yeah, the Australia one is considered. Yeah, exactly. If you were to sail from Sapporo to Vladivostok, which I won't tell you what countries those are in. Hey, Walker got it. It's the Sea of Japan. You have to cross the Sea of Japan to get from Sapporo to Vladivostok. Sapporo being in Japan, Vladivostok being in Russia. Yep, exactly. Nice job, Walker. All right. Who knows what the deepest part of the Mediterranean Sea is called? It has a name. What's the deepest part of the Mediterranean Sea? I should add that some of these are very easy, some of these are very hard. So if they are hard, I'll tell you the ABCD that it gives and y'all can guess. But like maybe this one, I don't know if anyone knows this. What's the deepest part of the Mediterranean Sea? If it's quiet chat, just say like ABCD so I know to give you guys options. If you give up, if you don't know, I'll give you options if it's needed because yeah. No, Walker, it is not that. Liam does not know. It is blank deep is what it's called. No idea. Okay, so A, Wellington Trench, B, Athena's Deep, C, Calypso Deep, or D, Adriana Deep. Yes, Emily, it is a Greek goddess name. Yeah, Emily says C, Calypso Deep, and that is correct. Yes, good job, Emily. That question too, when I did it, I was like, I don't know. And then I looked at the options and went like, oh, Calypso. That's right. It is Calypso Deep. So I assume it's near Greece, right? In which country is Mount Athos located in? In which country is Mount Athos located in? I shall say this book doesn't have categories. It's all just general geography. Ludmila's here. It's good to see you. Ooh, Federico got that one. It was Greece. Feels Greek to me, says Emily. It certainly is. Mount Athos is in northern Greece. Good job, Federico. Which U.S. state is located directly north of Maryland? The Holy Mountain. It is a very holy mountain for Christians, yeah. Which U.S. state is located directly north of Maryland? I sound a little echoey. I'm going to adjust my seat. It's going to go really loud. There we go. Hey, Ludmila got it. It's Pennsylvania. Good job. Good job. I thought it was Virginia too, Federico. It's what I put before I checked the answers. It's Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is directly north of Maryland. I think Virginia is south, but I don't remember actually. Which ocean has the longest border with the USA? Which ocean, so there's only so many oceans, has the longest border with the USA? Oh, also there's a lot of trick questions in here. Nicole, you got it. It's the Pacific. Emily was right behind you with Pacific. I thought it was Atlantic too, or it would be a trick one and be the Arctic because of Alaska, but it's the Pacific. It's the longest coastline. That's pretty cool. Yeah, there's some in most coastline in general. I assume so. The questions don't add any details. So, what was the largest empire in history? What was the largest empire in history? I actually know lots of details about this because I know a lot of stats about ancient empires. The Mongol Empire, folks, was the largest land empire. Ludmila got it. It's the UK. And Takashi, the British Empire. That was the largest. The Romans had the first huge one. Then the Mongols beat that. They have the longest land or the biggest land empire, but the British as a whole, considering the earth, had the largest empire. So the answer is British Empire. Brooklyn, a district of New York, is named after the village of Brooklyn, located in which country? What country has the village of Brooklyn, which Brooklyn, New York is named after? I hope I'm saying that right. This language is one that I struggle with. Nope, not the UK, not England. It is Dutch. Avelio got it. It was from the Netherlands. Good job, Avelio. Because don't forget, New Amsterdam was New York before the British bought it. So it was the Netherlands. A point to Avelio. Good job. The Faroe Islands is governed by which sovereign nation? The Faroe Islands is governed by which sovereign nation? Yeah, New Amsterdam. That's It's a history thing. Ooh, Liam got it in first with Denmark. Liam's the fastest. It was Denmark. Denmark owns the Faroe Islands and Greenland. What's the second largest island in the world? Speaking of Greenland being the largest island, what's the second largest island in the world? What is the second largest island in the world? Australia in this book, I think, Liam, is not considered an island. It's not Madagascar and definitely not Great Britain. Great Britain's actually very small compared. I think I was just reading, I got some books for Great Britain. It said that the island of Great Britain's the 8th largest island in the world. And I was like, whoa. I thought it would be 4. It is not a Canadian island, Ludmila, surprisingly. I think Baffin Island is probably number like 4 or 5. Not New Zealand, folks. New Zealand's actually not nearly as big as some of these other islands. Believe it or not. It looks really big on maps, but it's really not. I'm going to slide this over because it's too high up. Oh, Ludmila got it. It's Borneo. Yes, somewhere in Indonesia. Well, that sounds so much better. Let me make you stable. There you go. All right. How does that sound? Oh, that sounds so much better. It is Borneo. It's the second largest island in the world. Oh, that sounds a million times better. Okay. Moscow sits on what river? Who remembers my Russia video that I just posted last week? Moscow sits on which river? The Moskva. Yes, Federico, great job. It's the Moscow River in Moscow. That's one of those things that, like, now you know it forever, right? Now you'll always remember that the Moscow River is in Moscow. Or Moskva River. Moskva River. What country has the longest border with France? Uh-oh. I just filmed the France video last night, and I was like, guys, there's a trivia question I read that has this question in it. And it's a trick question. Yeah, Ludmila got it. It's Brazil. It's a trick question because of French Guiana has a huge border with Brazil. So technically, Brazil has the longest border for France. Like, trick question. I know, Liam, right? What did I guess? I guess Germany. It's Brazil. So darn, that video comes out in a week, and I'm like, get ready for that trivia question, and it already happened. But now you know forever, right? What's the official currency of Saudi Arabia? What's the official currency of Saudi Arabia? Put you down. Grab this carefully. Get some water. What's the currency of Saudi Arabia? Not a shilling, Ludmila. It starts with an R. That's your biggest hint because the chat got really quiet. It starts with an R. I need to crack my knuckles. I know some people that's like anti-ASMR, so I'm going to do it under here. There we go. Not a rupee, Walker. That's a good guess too, but that would be more like India. That's one of the options. All right, so your options are A, Rial, B, Real, C, Rupee, or D, Riyadh. Yeah, Ludmila got it. It's Rial, not Real. It's Rial. It's a Rial. Okay, this one will have 2 answers. It was A, Federico. Riyadh is a huge city in Saudi Arabia, not the currency. That was a trick question too. So this one has 2 answers, so feel free to just put one if you only know one. That's fine. Along with India, which 2 other countries have a Hindu majority population? Along with India, which 2 other countries have a Hindu majority population? Not Bangladesh. That would be a Muslim majority. Ludmila got one of them. It is Nepal. You'd think it is Sri Lanka, but they are Buddhist and Muslim majority. Nepal is one of them. This is another kind of a trick question. If you're a long-time viewer of my videos, hey, NO is here. Hey, No. I covered this country almost 2 years ago now, so I mentioned this in that video. It's not Bhutan or Thailand or Fiji or Madagascar. That's a great guess. Nicole, along that line, because that's a great guess, actually. It is a country that many Indians migrated to work as like indentured servants. So it's not that there's like a natural Hindu population there. Ooh, Comoros is very close, Ludmila. Ooh, Dubai's a good guess too. Not the Emirates. You guys are on the right track though. Not the UAE. Yeah, it's a lot and yeah, a lot of people. Seychelles is another good one, Ludmila. You're circling it. You're so close. Yeah. Oh, Qatar is a good guess, but it's not. All those. I got something in my teeth. I'm sorry. It's bugging me. Yeah, not Kuwait. It's not an Arab state. Oh, there we go. Ludmila got it. It's Mauritius. Mauritius was owned by the British, so they imported all the Indians they could to work on Mauritius. So they have a huge Muslim population. I think their current president is Indian or of Indian descent. So Nepal and Mauritius have and India are the only countries with Hindu majority population. Isn't that interesting? Mauritius is kind of near Madagascar. That's why I said that to Nicole. Ooh, after Brazil, what's the second largest country in South America? So Brazil is the largest. What's the second largest country in South America? The South America questions are going to go like that because we've got some South Americans. Yeah, Takashi, great job. It's Argentina. That had to go to Takashi or Federico, sorry. Argentina is the answer. Yes. Ooh, this is a hard one. So I'll give you options if you need it. But which English city has more miles of canals than Venice, the land of the Silver River? Yes, Rio de la Plata. I know we have Walker here who's British. I don't know if anyone else is, but which English city has more miles of canals than Venice? It is not London or Manchester. That's one of the options, though. So if you need A, B, C, D, I'll leave that one out. There's something. I don't know what it is. I can't get it out. I had Taco Bell for lunch, so I don't know. Not Norfolk, not Cornwall. It is definitely a coastal city, I'll tell you that. Ooh, Liverpool's a good guess. That was also one of the options on here. Oh, not Southampton, not Manchester, not Brighton. These are all great guesses. The two that are left on here, one of them, ooh, Takashi got it. It's Birmingham. Birmingham's the answer. I was going to say the other option on here is Milton Keynes, which I don't think has any canals, so it would have been obvious if I gave you options. But Birmingham's the answer. Birmingham has lots of canals, I guess. I don't know enough about Birmingham's topography. Mount Vesuvius overlooks which modern Italian city? Mount Vesuvius overlooks which modern Italian city? Yep, Ludmila got it right off the bat. It is Naples. Naples, says Nicole. Never saw a canal in Peaky Blinders. I suppose everyone got Naples. Oh, that's right. Ludmila's from Naples. That's right. I forgot. Napoli, says Allison. Welcome to the game, Allison. The Seychelles are located in which ocean? In which ocean can you find the Seychelles? Ludmila got it off the bat. It's Indian. Liam got it too. This is going to be beat Ludmila night. Ludmila's on fire right now. Okay, let me see. Okay, only one U.S. state has one syllable in its name. What letter does it start with? That's horrible. Just tell me the name of the state. Yeah, M. It's M, and it's Maine, yeah. I thought that was very weirdly phrased. Before the euro, what's the currency of Greece? Yeah, if there's any questions that like pertain to you, like if you're from a country that I ask a question about, please let me know because it adds fun to the game. Federico got it's the drachma. Is it drachma? I always said drachma. It doesn't matter now because they use the euro, but drachma is the answer. What are Japanese Shinkansen better known as? If I had Joseph here, they would know. What is a Japanese Shinkansen better known as? Shinkansen. I like to watch YouTube videos about the Shinkansen. Yeah, Federico got it. It's the bullet trains. Shinkansen is the name of their very fast trains. I watch this one channel sometimes, and they really need to get into ASMR because they just film travels on Japanese trains with no talking. It's just sounds and ambiance. And it's so nice. There needs to be an ASMR video of that. What's the most southerly capital city in South America? What's the most southerly? What's the channel? Oh, I forget what it's called, Emily. I should have not mentioned that because I can't remember the channel's name. Not Santiago, not Buenos Aires. It's something like Blank Train Journey or something. It is Montevideo. Ludmila got it. Hey, Johnny boy, welcome. Montevideo, believe it or not, is the farthest south capital city in South America. Which I'm trying to picture the Rio de la Plata. Yeah, I guess Buenos Aires is higher up than Montevideo, just a little bit. My day was good. I just spent it at home. I was going to go out and run errands, and then I realized, oh, it's live stream night. I don't want to go out and run errands because I don't want to be rushed. I don't want to get home in time. So I just stayed at home today. What country is that in? It is in Uruguay, a very cool little country called Uruguay. Which country has the longest coastline in the world, Ludmila? Which country has the longest coastline in the world? It is Canada. Allison got that one. Canada got it. Or Canada got it. Allison got it. The answer is Canada. Yes, Johnny, of course, it's Canada. It's cool because the Canada video comes out on Wednesday, so I feel like, oh, Allison's Canadian. How cool. Yes, Ludmila is in Canada, right? But Ludmila's from Italy. The Canada video comes out on Wednesday. I know. That's why I said your name. But it's a good one, and I really like it, and I'm excited for you guys to watch it. Which river flows through Paris? Which river? Yeah, it's also my neighbor to the north. As you can tell by my shirt, I love hockey, so I know a lot about Canada. Who got it first? Federico got it first. It is the Seine River. The Seine, yes. The Seine. And also, don't worry about spelling, because if I can understand what you're trying to say, I'll count it. So never worry about spelling, especially when it asks about something about Iceland or something. The Seine River goes through Paris. Alnwick Castle in England is used for the exterior shots in which film series? Alnwick Castle in England is used for exterior shots in which film series? Yeah, Allison, it's Harry Potter. Oh, Liam got it too. Harry Potter is the answer. That's the real Hogwarts, or the outside shots. Which country has the capital of Sofia? I'm still picking up my teeth. Which country has the capital of Sofia? Ooh, Allison got it first. Bulgaria. Allison's getting fast now. But everyone knew it was Bulgaria. Oh, Hector, sorry. It's Bulgaria, but that's a very good guess. Bulgaria is the answer. Which European capital was built across 14 islands? Which European capital was built across 14 islands? There's one capital in particular that is, it's not Athens. Oh, Amsterdam's a very good guess. No, Venice isn't a capital city, Nicole, but that also is on a lot of islands. Oh, Copenhagen is a very good guess, but it is not Copenhagen, Ludmila. There's, I don't want to give it away. I could give you an A, B, C, D, but A and C were already mentioned. There we go. Ludmila got it. It is Stockholm. Stockholm in Sweden sits on, I guess, 14 islands. It's not on like the mainland of Sweden. It's all on islands to the south of Sweden. It's a really beautiful city. What does the DC stand for in Washington, D.C.? I wonder if any non American viewers know the answer to this. What does the DC stand for in Washington, D.C.? Ooh, Nicole got it first. District of Columbia. Federico did know. Cool. District of Columbia. Yes, District of Columbia. Everyone knew this one. Awesome. Look at all those District of Columbias. I think they named it District of Columbia first, and then after George Washington died, they called it Washington, D.C. Petra, an ancient city, is located in which modern country? In which country would you find the ruins of Petra? Yeah, Takashi got it right away. Jordan. Ludmila got it too. It's so, so beautiful. It is Jordan. I was on Google Earth playing around and I walked around Petra. It was awesome. Columbia is the goddess of the USA. Walker, I have never heard this. And I've been in America my whole life. That's interesting. I'll have to look that up. By what name is the parallel of latitude 23.5 degrees north of the equator commonly known? What's the name of the line, the latitude line, 23.5 degrees north of the equator? This is a geography question. Yes, the Tropic of Cancer, so that goes to Ludmila, but everyone got it. Good job. Tropic of Cancer is the north. The south one would be Tropic of Capricorn. Pho and banh mi are dishes from which country? Pho and banh mi are dishes from which country? Oh, Allison got that right off the bat. Vietnam. Allison is fast now. Allison is I think our top typer right now. The Great Barrier Reef's off the coast of which Australian state? Don't say Australia. The Great Barrier Reef is off the coast of which Australian state? Which state in Australia would you have to go to explore the Great Barrier Reef? Nope, not Victoria, not New South Wales. There's only like 6 of them, so someone's going to get it. I don't think Eastern Australia is a state. Allison got it again. It is Queensland. Queensland is where you'd have to go to explore the Great Barrier Reef. Victoria Falls is located on the border of Zambia and which other African country? If you visit Victoria Falls, you'll be in 2 countries. You'll be in Zambia and which country? Ludmila got it. Zambia, Zimbabwe. Yes. Zambia and Zimbabwe has Victoria Falls, not Lake Victoria. That's where Kenya comes from. Not Lake Victoria, Victoria Falls. 2 different explorers coming from 2 different ends of Africa, naming things after the queen. I'm going to squeak the chair again. Oh, that was quiet. Oh, there we go. It's gotten so squeaky lately. What's the world's largest island? I said this a little earlier. Who remembers? What's the world's largest island? Ludmila got it first. Greenland is the answer. A lot of people aren't considering Australia an island anymore. So I think this was also taking that into consideration, that it's a continent, not an island. But yes, it is Greenland. Bermuda is an overseas dependency of which country? Bermuda is an overseas territory of which country? The UK. Yes, Ludmila. England. Oh, Britain. Every possible answer. It is. Ludmila is killing it tonight. Ludmila is kind of like a trivia champ on my channel, so I know she watches like all my videos, so a lot of these questions came up recently on my channel. After the Nile and Amazon, what's the 3rd longest river in the world? The Nile's number 1, Amazon is just number 2. What's the 3rd longest river in the world? Not the it's the Yangtze, Ludmila. Good job. The Yangtze River. I thought it was the Congo. I got this one wrong. The Yangtze River is the third longest river. Good job. Mount Rushmore is located in which U.S. state? If you were to be at Mount Rushmore, which U.S. state would you be in? So Ludmila's smoking it tonight. South Dakota. She's leaving you guys in the dust. South Dakota. Everyone knew it though. That's awesome. The AT&T football stadium is located in which U.S. city? This one's very U.S. specific, and I did not know it. The AT&T. Let me carefully move this up because I'm like leaning down to be on camera. AT&T football stadium. If there's no guesses, I'll give you guys an ABCD. It is not Chicago. I would say the big stadium in Chicago, but I think that's coming up later. It is in Texas, Walker, but they want to know the city that it's in. It is located within Texas, in a very popular city in Texas. Do you know which one it is? Not Houston, not Houston. There's only like 4 or 5 guesses. Not Austin, it's Dallas. So that goes to Nicole, Dallas. I guess that must be where the Cowboys play then, yeah? Anyway, I don't know. Oh yeah, the football stadiums. I don't know anything about American football. A geography question. Tropical grassland is another name for which biome? What's another term, a more common term for tropical grassland? A grassland that's very hot and humid. Not a marsh, that makes it wet. Nicole got it. It's the savanna. The savanna is a tropical. Hey, Luke Beck's here, and you got it right. It is a savanna. Hi, Luke Beck. Welcome. The extinct dodo was once only found on which island country? The dodo bird was discovered and eaten to extinction on which island? Madagascar is a fantastic guess, Ludmila, but it is not Madagascar. Yeah, Federico got it. It is Mauritius. Mauritius was uninhabited until the Portuguese got there, and then eventually, like the British and all that. And the dodo birds had never seen people, and they were huge, big old chickens, and they walked right up to people. So they killed them and ate them. Apparently, they were delicious. We'll never know what dodo birds taste like. Let's see. All right, a California question. Of the U.S. states from largest to smallest, with the largest being number 1, what number is California? So does that question make sense? If there's a list, the list of largest, yeah, there we go, third. Thank you. I'm glad you understood. I said that so poorly. It is the third largest state. After which ones? Bonus question, what's number 1 and number 2? This is like basic U.S. geography here. Alaska and Texas. Yes, Ludmila. Alaska and Texas. Great job, you guys. Let's see. What's the largest desert in the world? Listen carefully. What is the largest desert in the world? It's Antarctica. Liam got that one. It's Antarctica. Antarctica is technically a desert because a desert is measured by how much precipitation or rainfall it receives. So the Sahara is a hot desert. It's the largest hot desert. Antarctica is the largest cold desert. Always thank you, Walker. Remember to leave a like on the stream. I appreciate that. I got my candy. How many capital cities does South Africa have? And who wants to name them? It is 3. Takashi gets that. Anyone remember the names of all 3 capital cities of South Africa? They have 1 for administrative, 1 for executive, 1 for judicial. Not Johannesburg, Takashi. Johannesburg is not one of them. That's a misconception. Johannesburg is not actually one of the capital cities. Yeah, then I'll give it to you, Ludmila. Pretoria, Cape Town, Bloemfontein are the capital cities. Johannesburg's the largest city, but it's next to Bloemfontein. Not Fredericksburg. That's another big city. That is not a capital. Which Scottish loch is the largest and home to Scottish folklore of a monster? That's a weird question. What's the largest lake in Scotland, which is also home to a monster? Yeah, Ness. Liam got it right off the bat. Loch Ness is the largest lake in Scotland, and it's where Nessie lives. The Eurostar connects which London train station to mainland Europe? Which London train station do you have to go to board the Eurostar to go across the channel and go to France? Which station would you have to be at in London? There's a lot of them in London, so there's like 4 or 5. Which train station in London would you have to be at to board the Eurostar? There's quite a few options. You know nothing about UK trains. I know when I boarded it, it's not Piccadilly. Great guess. I boarded it at like the end of the line because I was at the coast. So we drove to, we weren't in London when I boarded it. So it's not King's Cross, Federico. That was my guess. It's not Victoria Station. It is St. Pancras, Allison. Great job. Allison, you get applause because that's a hard one. St. Pancras is the one where you board the Eurostar, not King's Cross. That was my guess too, because I've been to that one. I mean, I had to go see 9 3/4. I don't want to do any ones with numbers. What dialect of Chinese is spoken in Hong Kong? If you were in Hong Kong, what dialect of Chinese is everyone there speaking? It is Cantonese. Yes, Takashi wins that one. It is Cantonese. What type of alphabet does the Russian language use? What's the name of the type of alphabet that Russians use? Cyrillic. Yes, Takashi got it. And Liam got it. Curly cues. Maybe for the cursive one. Cyrillic. Yes, Ulugh-Bek. I would expect Ulugh-Bek to know because, ooh, squeaky. There we go. I think my chair's dying because it's getting louder and louder. Ulugh-Bek's in Russia, so yeah. What's the demonym of people from Cyprus? So if you were to meet someone from Cyprus, what would they call themselves as a person from Cyprus? Like an American, someone from America. Oh man, I don't even have to explain it. Ludmila got it. It's a Cypriot. Allison got it too. Cypriot, Cyprusian. Cypriot is the answer to that one. Ooh, I was just reading about this for research. Along with Spanish, what other language is the official language of Ibiza and the Balearic Islands? Well, besides Spanish, what's the other official language of Ibiza? Thank you, Allison, for playing. You were fantastic. Yes, I'll be here next week. It might be a little later. It is Ludmila got it. Catalan, right? EDM. Liam, stop. That's funny. Catalan is the answer. Yeah, I will be. Oh, you're in Kazakhstan now. I'm glad you like the Russia. You ran away from Russia. Well, good for you. Look back. I'm glad you like the Russia episode. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, I'm going to be out of town. I'm coming back in on Monday, but I plan on being here still. I just might be a little tired. We'll do more trivia. Oop, there we go. Yes, good for you, Ulugh-Bek. What a journey. Bahrain and Qatar are countries bordering which body of water? Bahrain and Qatar are countries bordering which body of water? The Persian Gulf. So Ludmila gets that. Yeah, not country, but body of water. I'm pretty sure Saudi Arabia is not under the water. Pretty sure it's the opposite. Persian Gulf, Arabian Gulf, same difference. So yeah. Persian Gulf. Upper Volta was the name of which modern country? So which country used to be known as Upper Volta? Upper Volta was the name of which country, which is now not called Upper Volta, because Upper Volta was its colonizer name. Yep, Ulugh got it. It's Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is the answer. Good job, Ulugh. Burkina Faso. The Volta River is what it's named after. Yeah, you weren't even close to being on the wrong continent. The Volta River, which I don't know where that name comes from, but it's from the upper part of the Volta River. Lake Victoria in Africa spans which countries? Hey, Happy Squirrels is here. Yeah, they're fast tonight, Happy Squirrels. You have to be fast because, one of our fast ones just left. So Kenya is one. There's 3 answers. So one is Kenya. Takashi gets a point for Kenya. There's 2 other countries that border Lake Victoria. Ulugh got Uganda. So it's Uganda, Kenya, and which other country? Not Rwanda. Rwanda is at Lake not Lake Kigali. Oh, I know this. It's not Burundi either. Not Ethiopia. Tanzania. Takashi got it. It's Tanzania. Oh, what's the lake in Rwanda? It's a beautiful lake. Lake Kivu, it's called. They've got like 5-star luxury vacations at Lake Kivu. It's like luxury, top of the line, like $1,000 a night at Lake Kivu. So it's beautiful. But Lake Victoria is the biggest and most impressive lake in Africa. Angel Falls, the tallest waterfall in the world, is located in which country? Angel Falls is in what country? In the middle of nowhere. Ludmila got it first. Venezuela. You got to be fast. You got to beat Ludmila. She's a fast one. Venezuela is the answer. Which of the Great Lakes is the only one that's completely in the USA? You've got you got 5 chances to get it right because there's 5 lakes. It is Michigan. Ludmila gets it again. Hey, Puff. Yeah, I'm live every Monday now. Lake Michigan. Johnny Boy got it too. Awesome. Johnny Boy lives here. Awesome. Yes. What's the capital of the U.S. state of Kentucky? And Michigan. Yeah. Johnny lives in Michigan. So you know a lot about Lake Michigan. What's the capital of the U.S. of Kentucky? KFC. Yes, that is the answer. Takashi wins. It is KFC. It is Frankfurt. Yes, Ludmila, Frankfurt. Liam, that's right. It's not Lexington because that's what everyone wants to say because I think Lexington and Louisville are the largest cities in Kentucky, but Frankfurt is the capital. What was that trivia I was reading about KFC? What was it? I don't remember. I'm not even going to try to remember right now. What's the only U.S. state that borders the Great Lakes and the Atlantic Ocean? Which is the only U.S. state that has a coastline at the Great Lakes and a coastline at the Atlantic Ocean? Ludmila got it. It's New York. You got to beat Ludmila. She's so fast. Good job, Ludmila. It is New York. All right. This one, if you mess up the spelling, totally understand. Lots of Japanese people do eat KFC for Christmas. It's like a tradition over there. This wasn't what I was thinking of, but correct. What's the largest city in the Canadian territory of Nunavut? Reykjavik. It's not about Iceland. It's an Inuit word. What's the largest city in the Canadian territory of Nunavut? Ludmila got it. And Emily. Hey, Emily, you got it. Ludmila predicts the future. Iqaluit, I believe it's pronounced. Iqaluit is the largest city in Nunavut. The Great Pyramids, which we were just reading about in our Egypt book, if you were here earlier, the Great Pyramids are near to which Egyptian city? We were just there in our Egypt adventures. It is Giza. Ludmila's on it tonight. Giza is the answer. Ceuta and Giza is the city. It's a suburb of Cairo. Yeah, Giza is a little city where you find the pyramids. The more you know, Puff, right? Ludmila is the fast one tonight. If Will comes back, Ludmila will have to go head to head with Will because Will is the fastest one. Ludmila is like second right now. Ceuta and Melilla. They spelled it wrong in here. Melilla are African cities belonging to which European country? Ceuta and Melilla belong to which European country, even though they are located in Africa? Ludmila got it. It's Spain. And Federico got it as well. Spain. And Puff got it. It is Spain. Yes. How about a bonus question? Which country can you find Ceuta and Melilla? They're in Africa, but they belong to Spain. Which country are they in? Ludmila got it in Morocco. You guys got to beat Ludmila. That's so funny. Osaka in Japan is located on which Japanese island? If you were in Osaka, which island of Japan would you be on? Pardon me. That was a big bubble. It's not Okinawa, Nicole. Good guess. It is Honshu. Takashi got that one. Honshu, the biggest one. That's kind of a tricky one. Like, you wouldn't expect it to be the obvious answer, but it is Honshu, the biggest island. What's the most spoken language in India? We had, I think, 2 Indians in the last one. But, yep, Ludmila got it. It's Hindi. Hindi is the language. Hindi, yes. What country was formerly known as East Pakistan? Sanskrit. No, not really anymore. It used to be like thousands of years ago. Ludmila got it. It's Bangladesh. Bangladesh. Bangladesh is the answer, even though it's nowhere near Pakistan. It was called East Pakistan. Good job to the British there. So what's someone from Massachusetts known as? What's the demonym for someone from Massachusetts? Federico and Ludmila's fast. It is not Massachusettsian is Macedonian. No, it's kind of a tricky one. It's not what you would expect. Emily's from Massachusetts. Emily, if how would you say I'm from Massachusetts? What is a person from Massachusetts known as? I mean, granted, I did not know this either before I read this book, so. Ben Affleck. Yes, that's... No. Oh, someone's calling me, but my phone's across the room, so they're going to have to wait. Hey, Heffley's here. Macedonians. That's funny. I hope it's not important. It's probably just my landlady wanting to chat. It's all good. Okay, so math holes. That's so funny. That is not correct, apparently. I wonder if when I say it, you'll be like, oh. Apparently, it is a Bay Stater. A Bay Stater is someone from Massachusetts. A Bay Stater. As in the Bay State. A what? Says Puff. Oh, yeah, there's my... Thank you, Anne. I'm on YouTube right now, so I can't answer the phone. Okay. Anyway, you've never heard it, says Emily. Well, that's interesting. I wonder if it's a historical thing and not really a modern thing anymore. Moving on to easier questions. The region of Transylvania belongs to which country? If you were in Transylvania, what country would you be in? Oh, Puff got it first. Hey, Puff beat Ludmila. It's Romania. Look at all these Romanians. Puff beat Ludmila with Romania. Great job. Yellowstone National Park may be found mainly in which U.S. state? If you were in Yellowstone National Park, which state would you most likely be in? Yep, Ludmila got it. It's Wyoming. Wyoming, yes. The most of it is in Wyoming. Turn the page because I don't want to do... Hey, Squirrel's got it too. Wyoming. Ooh, this is a really hard geography one. I'm going to skip it. The Appalachian Mountains in the United States. I know. Really didn't even let me finish. The Appalachian Mountains in the United States, I'm going to explain, is a really beautiful old chain of mountains on the East Coast. In which state would you find the highest point? If you were to be on the highest point of the Appalachian Mountains, I know they're beautiful. Oh, good job, Liam. It's North Carolina, Mount Mitchell. Yes. North Carolina is the answer. Highest point. And Liam's from North Carolina, so that's how Liam knows. That's so cool. Yeah, see, like, whenever a question pertains to you, as in, like, you were born there, you have family there, you live there, you visited there, let me know, because I think that's always so cool. All right. At the end of the mountains. Now it's kind of in the middle. South Americans, wake up, South Americans. What town is the highest permanently settled place in the world? That was kind of a hint as to where it's located, but what town is the highest permanently settled place in the world? Puff. It's so funny. It's in, I think it might be in Bolivia. It's not Lima. El Alto. No, that's not what it says. That might be a nickname for it. It's not Bogota. Definitely not. Yeah, Bogota is on the coast, so it's not as high as some other countries that have the Andes Mountains. Right? No, Bogota's in the center. I'm thinking of Cartagena. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I was completely wrong. Bogota is in the mountains. It's Cartagena that's on the coast. My bad. ASMR Geographica messing up. Bogota is in a valley. Yeah. My bad. It's in the mountains, but okay. Takashi, I think, is Googling El Alto. So the options that it gives you two options that are in Asia. So I'm going to eliminate those. Sucre, not Sucre. So your options are La Paz or La Rinconada. La Paz or La Rinconada. So I'll say A or B if you want to be fast. La Paz, the second, yeah. La Paz is the world's highest capital city, but La Rinconada, I watched a documentary about it or read an article about it. How the people there basically can't leave because they're so used to the altitude that they'll get disoriented if they go anywhere else. And when people visit there, they obviously get very, very, very unwell with the altitude. And it's like a little, their lungs are different, and it's like a tiny village, so it's like little villagers, their little hats and things, and their ponchos. It's really cute, but they really can't leave. They're there forever. Which country dedicated their name to an Italian explorer? Which country is named after an Italian explorer? Don't say Amerigo Vespucci, because that's a whole hemisphere. Ludmila got it first with Colombia. Don't say America, Emily. That's not a country. Colombia. Yeah, it's Colombia after Christopher Columbus. I lost my place. Okay. The Juventus football team is found in which Italian city? Am I saying that right? Is it Juventus or Juventus? Because, dang, Liam got it. It's Turin. Yeah, it's bad because I have a friend that they're like the biggest fan of Juventus. Hey, Christian. It's good to see you. Turin, yes. It's Juventus. Okay, Juventus. Anyway, that's good to know. I've always been embarrassed to talk about it with him because that's his favorite team. And yeah. Alpacas are native to which continent? If you were to see wild alpacas, what continent would you be on? Not country. Liam got it first with South America. South America. Lots of people beat Ludmilla that time. Good job. Everyone knows that South America is where you find alpacas. Which New York boroughs are situated on Long Island? If you were on Long Island in New York, you would be in one of two boroughs. Do you know which one there are? And there's 5 boroughs, so it's a process of elimination. Which 2 boroughs are on Long Island? I've never been to New York. Dominic, Queens and Brooklyn. Yes, good job. It's good to see you, Dominic. Queens and Brooklyn. Yes. Zaire is the former name of which country? Which country used to be known as Zaire? Get another drink of water. There we go. DRC. I knew that's what you were trying to say. Democratic Republic of the Congo. DRC was known as Zaire for a hot minute there. Which when I did, I scheduled kids' birthday parties before the pandemic, and I've scheduled a few parties for Zaire's, which like Zaire is a great name without the context. But yeah, I always thought that was interesting. So many Daenerys's and Khaleesi's too before the end of Game of Thrones. So many 2, 3-year-old little girls named Khaleesi and Daenerys. And then Game of Thrones ending happened. Why name your country after another country? Interesting. Anyway. Oh, we were just talking about this. What city is the highest capital city in terms of altitude? Daenerys' best character. Not until the end. Then it was horrible. La Paz. Yeah, we were just talking about that. So Puff got in there first. It's La Paz. King's Landing. I know that was a horrible end to the show. My gosh. The Pyrenees are a mountain range that separates which 2 countries? The Pyrenees are a mountain range with, if Ludmila got it first, France and Spain. Ludmila got it first. I feel like I've said that the most tonight. Good job, Ludmila. Trivia champ right there. Mecca and Medina are situated in which country? Not that all the rest of you aren't trivia champs. Oh, Daryl, I didn't even notice you were there. Daryl, hello. Daryl, I'm glad to see you. Caroline, great job. Saudi Arabia is the answer. You got it first. Fluffy dogs from non-fluffy dogs. Saudi Arabia is definitely where you find Mecca. Let's see. What's the capital of East Timor or Timor-Leste? However you like to refer to it as. What's the capital of East Timor? Ludmila got it first. It's Dili. Dili is the capital. What's the largest state in Australia? What's the largest state? Not territory. What's the largest state? I know. Yep, Ludmila got it. It is Western Australia is the largest state. Man, Ludmila, you're on it tonight. Great job. You're making my job so easy. All right. The village with the shortest name in the world is What country is it located in? In what country would you find the village of the shortest village name? It is not Austria. Good guess. It is in Europe. I'll tell you that. It is an A with the little circle above it. So like Sweden is very close. Hey, Daryl. That's fine. Go to sleep, Daryl. That's wonderful. Have a great night. You don't need to play if you don't want to. Not Iceland. It is Norway. Puff got it first. Oh, happy squirrels right there at the end. Norway is the answer. Norway is the answer. Mount Chimborazo is the closest mountain to space. Which country is it in? Mount Chimborazo, I should say. The closest mountain to space. That's a weird sentence. It is in Ecuador. Takashi got it because it's South American. What's the longest river in the UK? What's the longest river in the UK? I know, what a weird sentence. I know the closest, I feel like I read that before. The closest mountain to space isn't the tallest one. Not the Avon, Emily. I don't know, but I remember reading that fact before and being like, oh, okay. Because like they explained it, but I don't remember. It's not taller than Everest. It's not the River Trent. It's not the River Thames. If I give you a hint, I feel like, I mean, unless you don't know it, but it's not taller than Everest, but it's the closest one to space. I don't know. I know it's like one of the highest in South America, but I don't remember how it was the closest one to space. I'm not sure. Your options are, because you've already guessed 2 out of the 4. I think that's what it is. I think that the sea level or something like that. Anyway, the highest in South America is Aconcagua. I know. I'm sorry. I didn't write these. I don't know the explanation. Your options are River Severn or River Tyne. Does the fleet? No. It does not. Your options are, it's the Severn. Federico got that one. It is River Severn. What's the deepest freshwater lake in the world? What's the world's deepest freshwater lake? You know I'm smiling. Then you know the answer. It is in Russia, Leah. It is in Russia, Caroline. It's my favorite lake in the world. You don't know its name. It's my favorite lake. It's the best lake ever. It's Lake Baikal, Johnny. Yes. Johnny got it. My favorite lake, Lake Baikal. Yes. It's the coolest lake ever. It's in Russia. Yeah, Dominic. I love Lake Baikal. It's so neat. The world's deepest freshwater lake. And Caroline just watched the video too. Yes. What's the longest river in North America? Autocorrected Baikal to vanilla. That's funny, Emily. Oh no. That's funny. It is not the Ohio River. The Mississippi River is part of this river. This river flows into the Mississippi and becomes the Mississippi, but there's more to it. So I know it as the blank Mississippi. It's hyphenated. Missouri, yes, happy squirrels. It's the Missouri, Mississippi. Ohio's a good guess because there's a lot of rivers that go into the Mississippi, but the main one is the Missouri River that goes into the Mississippi River. At St. Louis, I believe, right? At the Arch. All right. The Gobi Desert is situated in which 2 countries? There are 2 countries where you'd find the Gobi Desert. Federico got it first. Mongolia and China. Yes, Caroline. China and Mongolia. Great job. China and Mongolia. I shouldn't have said 2. I should have said which ones. I should have let you guess. The second highest mountain in the world is the highest point of which country? So if you were to be at the second highest mountain of the world, what country would you be in? It's not Aconcagua. Aconcagua is like number 8 in the world. Nepal's a good guess. You're in the right area, Nicole. There's like 6 mountains in the Himalayas that are higher than Aconcagua. It is Pakistan, Nicole. Yes, it is K2 in the Karakoram range. So it's in Pakistan. And I think it's harder to climb than Everest at this point. It's very straight and jagged and higher risk of death climbing K2. The state of Amazonas is the largest state of which country? A lot more skill. Amazonas is the largest state in which country? Yes, Takashi, it's Brazil. Amazonas, right? It's kind of obvious, but it's huge. I mean, it's the Amazon. It is Brazil. The southernmost tip of South America belongs to which country? If you were at the southernmost tip of South America, what country would you be in? Federico got it first. It is Chile. You know, it's either Chile or Argentina. It is Chile, yes. Don't forget about the lines in Tierra del Fuego, right? Don't worry, Puff. You're all good. It's an either or question. Don't worry about it. The Kuril Islands are an archipelago that belong to which country? Oof. Who owns the Antarctic? No. The Antarctic is split up between, yes, it's Russia, Federico. I'm still thinking about it too, Ludmila. If anyone wants to take a break and Google Mount Chimborazo and how it's the closest one to space, please do. But yes, the Kuril Islands are in Russia. And what was I just saying? Oh, Antarctica. The Antarctic Treaty, I think, expires in 2050. So then people are going to have to figure out if they're extending it or if someone's going to claim Antarctica. But it's Tierra del Fuego that Argentina and Chile are debating, and all the islands around it, because it's the border is very vague there. What's the name of France's largest island? What's the name of France's largest island? And Britain's areas and Antarctica overlap. Better, you see now, you think it is Corsica, but that's the largest island in metropolitan France. What's the largest island in all of France? It's a trick question. The Himalayas, though the Himalayas are growing. It is not Martinique. Martinique is kind of small. The Himalayas are growing. Mount Everest has grown a couple meters in the last few years. France is everywhere. I just filmed the France video last night. I get to edit it tonight probably. And they own so many territories in like every continent, I want to say. Pretty much. So which of their islands is the largest? It's very big. I mean, not very big, but bigger than Corsica by far. And it is in Oceania, by the way. It's not in the Caribbean or the Indian Ocean or the Pacific Ocean. So they have islands in all those places. Or the Mediterranean. Why, says Puff. Colonialism. This island actually, Réunion's a good guess, but it's not Réunion. They owned them during colonial times. This island actually had an independence referendum and it didn't pass, so they remained part of France. Not Borneo. Borneo does not belong to France. It's not that big. But it's, I think it's one of the largest islands in Oceania, disregarding Australia and New Zealand. Okay, time for Grande Terre. No. Maybe that's what they call it in France, but that's not its official name. All right, your options are Sardinia, Guadeloupe, and New Caledonia. Those are your options because the other one is Corsica, and I already told you it's not Corsica. There you go, Caroline. It's New Caledonia. Yes. New Caledonia is France's largest island. Isn't that interesting? I'm going to skip some of these because they get really difficult. What's the most populous island in Indonesia? Well, we're in that corner of the world. Sardinia is Italian. Yeah, there was a little red herring in that option, Emily. Jakarta is the city. What island? Yeah, Takashi got it first. It's Java. Dominic got it too. Jakarta is the city on Java, right? It's on Java or Sumatra? I think it's on Sumatra. Oh no, I'm doubting myself. Anyway, Java is the answer to that one. What's the capital of Mongolia? Don't worry, Puff. Don't beat yourself up. You're all good. It's fine. This isn't meant for anything. This is just for fun. Still love you. Don't worry. Oh, Dylan's here. Dylan got it first. It's Ulaanbaatar, and even spelled like beautifully. Ulaanbaatar. Well, you all know how to spell Ulaanbaatar apparently, but it's a Cyrillic name. So like who? Yeah, the spelling's different. Yeah. It's in Cyrillic. It's not a Roman language, so don't worry about it. It's Ulaanbaatar. The Taj Mahal may be found in which Indian state? If you were at the Taj Mahal, which Indian state would you be in? Who knows their Indian states? Anyone been playing Cetera, practicing states? And again, usually there's Indian people here that would know, but I guess not yet. Probably later. Okay, do we need options or is anyone, I think people are Googling. Oh, you're on Google Maps and don't remember Takashi. Okay, so your options are Agra is the city it's in. Yeah, but Agra is not the name of the state. Your options are A, Maharashtra, B, Rajasthan, C, Gujarat, or D, Uttar Pradesh? Again, A is Maharashtra, B is Rajasthan, C is Gujarat, and D is Uttar Pradesh. Anyone guessing? A, B, C, or D? So you don't have to type out the whole name of the state because those are pretty long names. I feel like it's the last one. All right. Then I'll give that to Emily because it is the last one. And Federico, too, thinks it's D. Yes, it is Uttar Pradesh. Oh, my stomach's about to growl. It's been a minute since I ate. I had Taco Bell for lunch, so I was really full. There it goes, a big bubble. The exclave Russian Oblast Kaliningrad borders which two countries? Kaliningrad in Russia borders which two countries? And it's an exclave too, so it's not touching mainland. Emily, good job. Poland and Lithuania. Yes, good job. Poland and Lithuania. The Antilles are a group of islands in which region of the world? Okay, Ludmila, Everest is the highest in the world as altitude. Mauna Kea is the tallest mountain-based peak because the base begins underwater. Chimborazo is on the equator. Oh, Chimborazo's on the equator. That's what it was. See, it's like I read a fact about it and I was like, oh yeah, then it is closest to space, but I forgot it's on the equator. Ludmila, we've all learned some geography tonight. Takashi, it's not Central America. That's a good guess. Like which sea is the Antilles located in, I should say, because they don't say that. Which sea would you find the Antilles? There we go, Ludmila got it, the Caribbean. Hey, James, awesome. It's the Caribbean. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Everest is the highest. Mauna Kea is the tallest. Chimborazo is the closest to space. And Olympus Mons is the biggest in the universe. Ludmila is the MVP tonight. Everyone, wherever you are, little claps, little quiet ASMR claps for Ludmila doing the hard work there tonight. I was wondering why you were so quiet, Ludmila. I should have known you were looking at Mount Chimborazo. Yes, all the claps for Ludmila. MVP tonight. In 1804, which Caribbean nation was established after a successful slave revolt? In 1804, which Caribbean country? Yeah, Everest, Kea, and Chimborazo. James got it first. It's Haiti. Great job, James. Ludmila, don't forget Olympus Mons, because that's the other cool fact. It's on Mars. It's like 6 times the size of Mount Everest. Haiti, great job, you guys. Good job, you guys. So yeah, Everest, Mauna Kea, Chimborazo, and Olympus Mons are the 3 biggest mountains in varying degrees. Poland liberated Haiti? What? No. Not Haiti. Haiti was a slave revolt country that was like the most successful slave revolt in history. Anyway, moving on. The city of Paris is in which French region? If you were in Paris, which region of France would you be in? Oh, yes, Federico, yes, you are right. The Polish soldiers did collaborate with the Haitians. I do remember that. Dylan got it. Hey, Dylan, it's Ile-de-France. Ile-de-France, yes. Good job, Dylan. Good to see you. Which city has a water feature called the Jet d'eau? A jetting lake water vertically over 50 meters. Which city has a water feature called the Jet d'eau, which shoots lake water vertically? Hey, Emily, good job. It's Geneva. Wow. Emily, how did you know that so fast? Are you Swiss or have you been to Switzerland? Because you got that fast. What's the highest mountain in Switzerland? You've been there. Cool. Was it neat? I've seen the Bellagio water fountains, but they don't go 50 feet high, or 50 meters high, I should say. Not the Matterhorn. I think the Matterhorn's like number 2. Mont Blanc, Dylan, is in France and Italy. The Alps are the mountains that it's in. Jungfrau, I don't think is the high. I mean, I know it's not the highest because that's not the answer, but I want to say that one's like 3 or 4 or 5 or something like that. It's down the list. What's the highest mountain in Switzerland? It is in the Alps. And also, when I like explain your answers back to you, it's not coming from a place of like, haha, you're wrong, obviously, duh. It's like an educational thing that like you made a great guess. Here's why it's wrong. And I'm very proud of you for putting in that guess and using your brain to try to think. All right. So since you guessed 2 of the 4 options, your options are now A, Großglockner, or B, Du Vorspitze. So A for Großglockner or B for Du Vorspitze. I'm not going to force you guys to type those out. You can put A or B. Uh-oh, Emily. Emily says A. It is actually not A. Who wants to claim it? Well, of course it sounds German. They speak German in Switzerland. They speak a lot of language in Switzerland. I think, yeah, Dominic, there you go. It is B. It's Du Vorspitze. I think there's a question coming up about languages in Switzerland, so I won't go into detail. What is the name of the valley in northern Italy where the city of Milan is situated? What does it translate to? James got it. The Po. Hey, Carrie, welcome. It's the Po Valley where you'll find Milan. Dufour. I think it's like Mount Dufour or like Dufour Peak is what it is. It is the Po Valley is the answer to where Milan is. What's the capital of Benin? If you were in the capital city of Benin, what city would you be in? This is like a level, this is a difficult level capital city name. Dylan, great job. It's Porto Novo. Good job, Dylan. That's a hard one. All right. This one has 3 answers. The Mediterranean Sea borders which continents? Not countries, continents. What continents border the Mediterranean Sea? Oof, there we go. I've got like a blanket shoved here for my back. Let me squeak the chair again. Yeah, my tummy. Ooh, yeah, I'm hungry. All right. Africa, Asia, Europe. So that goes to James. Yeah, that was an easy one. I feel like everyone here is proficient in geography enough to know that. Red Bull bubble. What strait in Turkey separates Asia from Europe? I know you forgot Asia. I didn't want to say anything. But yeah, because this refers to it. What strait in Turkey separates Asia from Europe? Eastern Thrace is where it is. What's the name of the actual strait? Not Izmir. The Dardanelles is up in the Black Sea. What's the one that separates Europe and Asia? The one they want to bypass. Dylan got it. The Bosphorus. Federico got it as well. It's the Bosphorus Strait. The Dardanelles are north of the Bosphorus. I believe so. I could be wrong. Anyway. The Ottoman Empire existed until 1922, preluding which country's War of Independence? So, one more time. The Ottoman Empire existed until 1992, preluding which country's War for Independence? It's not Greece, James. Great guess, though. Great guess. Not Armenia. It is Turkey. Nicole wins that one. It is Turkey. Turkey is the answer to that. The Burj Al Arab is a 5-star hotel in what city? What city would you find the 5-star hotel, the Burj Al Arab? I'm going to like chug water for a minute to fill up my tummy so it doesn't growl. It is Dubai. Federico wins that one. There, get some water in my tum-tum so it doesn't growl so loud. Okay. Babylon is an ancient city that's located in which modern-day country? So if you were visiting, go eat food. I don't want to eat on camera. I'm not like that. Iraq, yes, Federico. It is Iraq. Iraq is the answer. I have an eating thing where if I see people eat, I have to eat, so I don't want to eat on camera. It's a thing. You'll never see me eating for ASMR. Promise you. I don't like that. Which is the only ancient seven wonders of the world to largely still exist today? And I have more Taco Bell, so don't you worry. I will be eating a lot more. Yes, Federico, the pyramids. Yes, the pyramids of Giza. Correct, you guys. That one's an easy one. All right. So the flags. Yeah, I don't like eating on camera. I got an offer to do a sponsorship for a snack box, and I was like, just so you know, I will not eat this on camera. And they were like, well, that's fine. And they never answered. They never replied after that. So I don't know. Though the flags of Poland, Indonesia, and Monaco all have a red stripe and a white stripe. Which one has a white stripe on the top half? Out of those countries, or is it none of them? That's the D option, is none of them. Which one has a white stripe on the top? Yes, Dylan, it's Poland. Poland is the answer. The flag of, well, this is a lot of flag ones right now. The flag of Romania is identical to the flag of which other country? Oh no, almost, because the shade of blue is slightly different. Which flag is almost identical? No, the flag of Romania is almost identical to the flag of which other country? Andorra's very close. Andorra has a big old, coat of arms in the middle, so it's not identical, or nearly identical. Like, literally, the only difference is that the blue is slightly darker. It's Chad. Yes, Dylan. It's the flag of Chad. I need to adjust again. It's going to squeak. Okay. Oh, whatever's in my teeth just came out. The flag of Ireland is almost identical to the horizontally flipped flag of which country? Okay. Cote d'Ivoire. Yeah, Dylan's here with the flag ones. You got to beat Dylan when it comes to flags. Two more about flags here on this page. Which flag color appears most often of the 196 sovereign nation flags? Oh, Carrie, I'm getting them from this book that I got off Amazon. Geography quiz book. Yes, Emily, it's red. Red is found in, I think, all but two flags, Jamaica and somebody else, but I don't remember. I just remember Jamaica. Okay. And, oh, Pakistan. Yes, Pakistan does not have red. It's very green. Which is the only country flag in the world that has more than 4 sides? I look different, says Metal Face Down. Well, here I am. This is me. Which country has a flag that has more than 4 sides? Yes, James wins it first. It's Nepal, because it's 2 triangles. It's the shape of mountains. What's the smallest U.S. state? What's the smallest state in the United States? I'll give that to Happy Squirrels. It's Rhode Island. RI means Rhode Island. Rhode Island is the answer. Rhode Island is ridiculously tiny. Oh, what flag? Another flag one. Oh, 2 more flag ones now. What flag color typically symbolizes Islam? What color on flags? It's nice when my nails are done. I know I took them off for now because it is green. Yes, I'll show you what I've been wearing. They're up here. Like, ooh, I just dropped them all. I just dropped them all. Let's see, get you some sounds. If I can find the pretty one. Rhode Island is a state. I dropped all the nails, you guys. Anyway, I've been wearing these. Let me, they're very long and glittery because I did France. And they looked like the Hall of Mirrors. Oh, you're into nails. Oh, okay, I see. Anyway, moving on. What are the Pan-African flag colors? Some ASMR sounds for you. What are the Pan-African flag colors? Yes, all of New England's a big blob, pretty much. That's like the hard part to learn. Not orange, James. Do I believe in UFOs? No, I don't. I do not. Here we go. Black is not one. Sorry. Green is one of them. It's the colors of the flag of like almost every country in West Africa. Because James, I know you're a flag nerd. I can tell. You know how like all those flags are the same for like Guinea and Senegal and everyone else. Yes. Green, red, and not blue, Federico. Green and red are two of them. There's green and red. Green, yellow, red. There you go, Federico. I don't think we're alone in the universe. I just don't believe that anything has visited Earth. Hey, Donna. Yes, yellow is the other color. Silesia is a region in which country? If you were in Silesia or Silesia, I think it's Silesia. What country would you be in? Mostly. A little of it bleeds into another country, but most of it is in this country. It's not Austria. Czechia is the one that it kind of peeks into a little bit. Go away, car. Or motorcycle, whatever that is. The majority of it is in Ancient Aliens is very racist, Jay. Poland is the answer. Yes, Federico. Poland is the answer. I won't talk about Ancient Aliens. Google it. If you want to know why it's very, very racist, Google it. Or watch Mini Minute Man on YouTube. He breaks it down a lot. What's the largest island that belongs to Scotland besides Great Britain? Great Britain being the big island that mainland Scotland is on. What's Scotland's largest island? Man, I think, belongs to England, doesn't it? Does the island of Man belong to England? I love Mini Minute Man too. Isn't he great? It is, I thought it was the Isle of Skye too, Happy Squirrels. Apparently it's not. Yeah, I think, I'm not going to talk about aliens. And you said your piece. Good. I'm glad. Belongs to the crown. Ooh, fancy. Did anyone see that King Charles revealed his symbol? Anyway, your options besides the Isle of Skye are Isle of Lewis, A, Isle of Lewis, B, Isle of Mull, or C, Isle of Harris. A, Isle of Lewis, B, Isle of Mull, or C, Isle of Harris. You can put A, B, or C so you don't have to spell them out. But it's one of those. I thought it was Isle of Skye. It is not Mull, Carrie. It's not B. So it is either Isle of Lewis or Isle of Harris. I like their names. Yes. I was just reading, I'm going to pre-film a lot of the UK videos, so I was just reading about Scotland. I am spiritual, not religious, technically. So Isle of Lewis or Isle of Harris? Anyone? Oh, my stomach. Let me drink some more water. It is Lewis. Yes, Happy Squirrels got it. Isle of Lewis. What's the capital of the Faroe Islands? Any capital nerds out there who knows the answer to this? What's the capital of the Faroe Islands? Am I a teacher? Not anymore. I used to be. And I mostly tutored than taught because I taught preschool, so I didn't teach this kind of stuff. Anyone? Does anyone need options? It's kind of tricky. Harrisburg? No, not. Anyway, I'll give you guys some options. It is either A, Beerensburg, C, Klaksvik, C, Lerwick, or D, Torshavn. A, Beerensburg. It's my occupation. I'm unemployed right now. I'm on disability. Oh, Emily, I can tell you all about that. It is D, Federico. It is Torshavn. Oh, Donna forgot the question. Yeah, Torshavn is the capital of the Faroe Islands. Why were our U.S. capitals not the biggest city? There is a reason. A lot of times it's because those cities were established first. I know in California, Sacramento is way older than Los Angeles, which is the largest city. Like, hey, good morning, SF. S Fab still. I'll call you Fab. How's that? Yeah, so like a lot of capital cities were the biggest cities at one point in its history that it became the capital. But they are no longer the biggest cities, so that is why. Some of them were picked purposefully because the governments didn't want the major cities to have the capital. But there are some. Los Angeles is the largest city in California, dude. I know this for sure. I am in California. It's the largest city in California is what I'm saying, not the United States. They're also centralized. Yeah, that's true as well. They pick like the most central. Anyway. I lost my place. All right. Madeira is an island in the Atlantic Ocean belonging to which country? Oh, my tummy. Yes, James, it is Portugal. I lied, I have eaten on camera before. I ate an ice cream, but that was for medical things. Yes, Ottawa, exactly. I am not married. I think I'm going to do a Q&A video for 10,000 subs coming up. So personal questions like that, I'll do a community post and I'll answer questions like that. For now, we're just going to play trivia. What's the major export commodity for Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates? I am not looking for love. Definitely not. What's the major export of Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates? Yes, Emily, it is oil. Oil is the answer. Oil. You'd think it would be something like fabrics. Sand is one of the options on there too, you would think, to make man-made islands, but it is oil. Let's see. The Marina Bay Sands Hotel is located in which city? It's a beautiful building, and it's one that I want to go to. I'm gay, metal face, sorry. The Marina Bay Sands Hotel is located in which city? If you were at the beautiful, they've got like a gorgeous like park at the top. So the towers are like this, and there's a top, and it's all this beautiful garden that you can go to. Does anyone know where you would find that building? I can give you some options. This is like a building I'm obsessed with. I want to go there. Personal stuff is not for this video. You have no idea? Happy squirrels? Okay, so options are A, Jakarta, B, Kuala Lumpur, C, Singapore, or D, Hong Kong. Oh, really? This building is so beautiful. They just built it in, yes, Donna, it's Singapore. That one goes to Donna. Singapore is the answer. They just built it about 10 years ago. It's gorgeous. Oh my gosh. And it like dominates the skyline now in Singapore. Which country has the shortest coastline in the world? Which country has the world's shortest coastline? Oh, Bosnia was my guess, James. Apparently, there is one that has an even shorter one than Bosnia. It's definitely not Croatia, Emily. They have a huge coastline. Most of the country's coastline. It is on the Mediterranean, Happy Squirrels. Great guess. That's your biggest hint. I can't tell you anymore without giving it away, and that it's on the Mediterranean. Yes, Federico, it is Monaco. Monaco is the answer. James San Marino does not have a coastline at all. It's landlocked. But hey, Joseph, welcome. Welcome. It's so good to see you. It is Monaco. Yes, Monaco is the answer. The shortest coastline in the world belongs to Monaco because it's a very tiny place. All right. Let me skip some of these. Dakar is located on the most westerly point of mainland Africa in which country? The westernmost point of Africa is in Dakar. What country is Dakar located in? Yes, Federico, it's Senegal. Senegal is the answer. Great job. Gambia would be a good guess too, because it's right by Senegal. Good job, Joseph. I know, so close. Haile Selassie was emperor of which African country? Haile Selassie was emperor of which African country? A history question. Federico gets that one. It's Ethiopia. Yes, he was the emperor of Ethiopia. The ancient city of Carthage is located in which modern-day country? You all are so smart, not just Federico. Everyone here is smart. Yes, James. James got it first. It is Tunisia. Tunisia is where you'd find Carthage. In 1867, the U.S. purchased Alaska from who? Who did the United States buy Alaska from? It is Russia. Joseph gets that one. Good job, Joseph. The answer is Russia. Ooh, everyone else knew it too. It is Russia. Tahiti is an island in which overseas territory? It's not part of a country. It's part of an overseas territory where you'd find Tahiti. It is French Polynesia. Happy Squirrels gets that one. It is French Polynesia. New Britain and New Ireland are islands of which country? In which country would you find the islands of New Britain and New Ireland? Oh no, ma'am, says your channel. Awesome. It is not the UK and it is not Canada. It's not what you expect. It's an interesting one. This place has so many places named after places in the UK and Germany specifically due to history. It is not Denmark. Canada does have a New Scotland. Oh, interesting. But this is New Britain and New Ireland, not New Scotland. Well, that's Nova Scotia, dude. That's not New Scotland anymore. It's Nova Scotia. But this country does have islands that are straight up called New Britain and New Ireland. It's not the US. It's in it counts. That's not what I asked. I said New Britain and New Ireland. Greenland's a great guess, Carrie, but it is not Greenland. It is a country in Oceania. It was very heavily colonized, half by the Germans, half by the British. Ooh, Kiribati is a good guess. It is Papua New Guinea. Yes, Federico. The Germans colonized the top half, so that's where you'll find Mount Wilhelm. The English colonized the bottom half, so everything there is named after places in Britain. My stomach's going to growl again. Which country has the shortest land border with Russia? I thought it was Norway too, because I was looking at maps of Russia. but it is not Norway. It's kind of a tricky question. It is not Norway, and though I totally thought it would be Norway. It is North Korea. Yes, Joseph. North Korea is the answer. It's the shortest border. Yes, North Korea. Isn't that interesting? What's the largest active volcano in Europe? Ooh, I got this one wrong. I put the wrong answer on there, I think. My bad. I put Etna, but I don't think that's the answer. I thought it was Mount Etna. My stomach. I'm sorry about the growls. Beef flag, Reno. So I don't know. Maybe someone can look this up. I think the answer is Mount Elbrus. I think Mount Elbrus is a volcano, but I totally wrote Mount Etna in my book because that's the highest one in like Italy. So we'll skip that one. The Sherpa people are indigenous to which mountain range? In which mountain range would you find the Sherpa people? It is the Himalayas. Yes, Federico, the Himalayas. It's Elbrus. Okay, yeah, I figured. I don't know why I put Mount Etna on there. How many countries have Judaism as their majority religious affiliation? My stomach's gonna growl. Is a super volcano. Oh, I wonder if it's like, does that mean it's underground? One. Happy Schools got it. It is one. It's just Israel. It's the only one. Just the one. What's the official language of Malta? What's the official language of Malta? Dawn is just spectating that. Okay, this is an ASMR stream. It is Maltese. Federico got it. It's Maltese and English, yes, but mainly Maltese. And they speak English because the English owned it for the longest. You just watched the Malta video. Cool. Isn't that is a neat place? I mispronounced everything and I feel terrible, but they're very hard to pronounce in my defense. What's the capital of Oman? What's the capital of Oman? I want to go there too. It looks so beautiful. What's the capital of Oman? It is not Riyadh. That's Saudi Arabia, Joseph. Aden is a large city in Yemen. It's not the capital of Yemen either, but great guess. You're in the right place. You're in the right peninsula, both of you. What's the capital of Oman? We have a flag nerd here. We need a capital city nerd. Who was it that was here for capital cities? It was like 3 weeks ago. They could name like every single one. Carrie got it. It's Muscat. Great job, Carrie. That was awesome. What's the most southerly city in Africa? What's the most southerly city in Africa? Not Johannesburg. It's Cape Town. Yes, Federico. Cape Town is where you will find the Cape of Good Hope. But the town is called Cape Town. The town, the city. Cape Town, yes. Johannesburg is in the middle of the country. It doesn't have a coastline. The Titanic sailed from which city? Hey, Eden. It's good to see you. Cape Town's the answer. The Titanic sailed, I should say, because they docked at a few places. Where was the last place that the Titanic set sail from? Southampton is the answer. Yes, Federico. I should have said that a little more clearly because they went over to France and they came from, anyway. Southampton was the last place that the Titanic sailed from and didn't make it. How about this? Where was the Titanic going? What city was the Titanic scheduled to dock at? Titanic questions. Yes, James, it's New York. It was heading to New York City. On which island can you find Pearl Harbor in Hawaii? So which Hawaiian island can you find Pearl Harbor? You can tell I'm rephrasing a lot of these questions. It is Oahu. Yes, James. Oahu is the answer. It's not actually Hawaii. It's Oahu. The assassination of Carrie, I think you might be behind. You might want to check and make sure that you are up to the current spot in the stream. There we go. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand in 1914 created tension between Austria-Hungary and which other country? This is like a history question. Yes, Federico, good job. And James, it's Serbia. I just spilled water all over myself. It is Serbia. In what year did South Sudan gain independence? There's very few number questions in this that I'm allowing, because there's a lot of number questions, and I don't like that. It's 2011. I think it officially happened in 2012, but 2011 was when they got their official declaration of independence and had the referendum go through. It is the most recent country to become fully independent and fully recognized by everyone in the world. Borders are still kind of iffy, but yeah, 11 years ago, that was the newest country ever made. Yeah, I know, it wasn't that long ago, but we're getting Bougainville in Oceania is going to be a country in 2026, so that stat will change with the world's newest country. In which continent can you find Tonga? Yeah, Bougainville is part of the Solomon Islands, right? Yeah. Yes. Oceania is the answer. Tell me more. Okay, so in the Solomon Islands, story time. In the Solomon Islands. Hey, Dr. Pickle's back. Awesome. The Solomon Islands is an island chain, and then there's Bougainville, which is closer to Papua New Guinea, and culturally is a lot more like Papua New Guinea, and culturally should be a part of Papua New Guinea. And when the British were drawing up lines on what like colonies and future countries should be where, they put Bougainville with the Solomon Islands, where the culture is very different. So Bougainville has been saying for the longest, like, we don't want to be part of the Solomon Islands. They've had conflicts, there's been wars, there's been terrorist attacks, and they finally got a referendum and they voted for just straight independence. So they're going to become their own country in 2026. Papua New Guinea never gets anything. They got their island sliced in half between Indonesia. Yeah, but I don't think Papua New Guinea wants Bougainville anyway, because it's such like a hostile place. But yeah, that's going to be the newest country in 2026. We'll get Bougainville. Back to trivia. See, if you ask me a history question, I will stop everything to explain it to you. But we're getting back to history. In which continent can you find Sao Tome and Principe? Yeah, usually when the islands of Oceania gain independence, it's very chill. There's been maybe 2 or 3 that have had difficulty. Yes, James, it's Africa. Ooh, everyone knows. Of course, any geography or history question you have, I'll gladly answer it for you with like enthusiasm. Which continent would you find Dominica? In which continent will you find Dominica? Yeah. North America. Good job, Joseph. That goes to Joseph. North America is the answer. Who was the last leader of the Soviet Union before it collapsed? Man, my stomach is going to growl, and I don't have anything I can like grab and snack on real quick. It was Gorbachev. Yes, Federico. Mikhail Gorbachev. Who just passed away like last month, right? Gorbachev. Let's see. What currency is used in most West African countries? You never heard of Mikhail Gorbachev, Joseph? Well, he was the leader of the Soviet Union when it collapsed. There you go. Yeah. Which currency is most used in West Africa? Think of your colonial history. Think of which country owned the most places in, yes, it's francs. Yes, Frederico. They use the West African franc based on the old French franc before the euro. Good job, you guys. All right. A deep cut in American history right here. Rosa Parks famously refused to give up her seat on a bus in which U.S. town? This is like advanced American history. In what town did Rosa Parks? Oh my gosh, Happy Squirrels, Montgomery. See now, James, I thought it was Birmingham too, and then I realized that was Dr. King's letter from the Birmingham jail is where we think of that in our civil rights history. It was Montgomery. Wow, good job, you guys. I had forgotten that. It is Montgomery. What's the capital of the self-declared Republic of Somaliland? Oh, Joseph, that's okay. You're supposed to be. Oh, you've been there. That's cool. What's the capital of Somaliland? Not Somalia. Somaliland. A place that's autonomous from the rest of Somalia. On horrible histories, yeah. It's fascinating. Also, like everyone says this about Rosa Parks, but it was planned. Like it wasn't a sporadic thing. It was fully planned out by an organization. Did I make a video about Rosa Parks? I did not. Oh, I made a video about Somaliland, but not exclusively. I lumped it in with Somalia. But I've mentioned this capital city many times because it's where you'll find my favorite prehistoric rock art. Somaliland. Yeah, the capital of Somaliland. I did Somalia, and I mentioned Somaliland within that, just like how I did Western Sahara with Morocco. But Somaliland has its own capital. Somaliland, compared to Somalia, is like a peaceful, relaxed paradise. Does anyone know the capital of Somaliland? I can give you some options. Okay, let me see. We have A, Galkayo, B, Mogadishu, C, Hargeisa, or D, Bosaso. Yeah, it was planned activism. Exactly. It is not Mogadishu. That's the capital of Somalia. Mogadishu is the capital of Somalia. We're looking for Somaliland, the autonomous northern part of Somalia. There we go. It is not Bosaso, Carrie. Yeah, you think Mogadishu right off the bat, but that's the capital of Somalia. It's Hargeisa, Joseph. Yes, Hargeisa is the capital of Somaliland. Gorgeous prehistoric rock art there. It's so neat. Socotra is an island in the Arabian Sea belonging to which country? Which country? That's fine. Guessing is better than saying I don't know and doing nothing. Yes, James, it is Yemen. I always say, like, if you want to play along, you don't have to. You can just chill and enjoy the ASMR vibes. But guessing means that you're using your brain and you're thinking. So it's good to guess, even if you don't know it at all and you're just throwing things against the wall and seeing if anything sticks. It's better than sitting there and going, I don't know, and then just doing nothing. So please keep guessing, Carrie. That's totally fine. Why does no one recognize Somaliland? That's a great question, Dr. Pickle. I don't know. I think it's just, I don't know. You think they would? You know what it is? I don't think that Somalia has had a full official declaration of independence to send to the UN to recognize. I think they're just kind of chilling and doing their own thing. They just don't want to be associated with all of the chaos happening in Mogadishu. Let's see. What African country has the highest altitude capital city? Which country's capital city? Yeah, self-determination is always a tricky thing in international politics. It very much is, says Kosovo. They're like, we don't know these guys. Exactly. Oh, Kenya is a great guess, James, but it is not Kenya. It is not Sudan. Khartoum is very flat. It is Lesotho. Dr. Pickle got it. Hey, Alberto. It's relaxing listening. Exactly. If you don't want to play along, totally fine. You can just sit and enjoy my relaxing voice talking about geography, or you can play along. Totally up to you. Lesotho is the answer. It is the kingdom of the sky. It is very high up. The whole country has a very high altitude up in the Drakensberg Mountains. The Great Escarpment is a topological feature of mainly which country? Yeah, everyone here is geography nerds. It's great. I love it. I'm with my people. In which country would you mostly find the Great Escarpment? The Great Escarpment. It's a very beautiful place, too. Anyone? Great Escarpment? Any guesses? It is South Africa, Emily. Good job. It is South Africa. Let's see. Which country was formerly called Abyssinia? You were pretty far off, Joseph, but that's okay. In which country would you find Abyssinia? Oh, there we go. Federico got it. It's Ethiopia. I started reading the second one. No, I was reading anyway. Somewhere in the Andes. You're probably thinking of Patagonia or the Atacama, something like that. It was Ethiopia. It's Abyssinia. The Chernobyl disaster occurred in which modern-day country? Where today? In which country would you find Chernobyl? Yes, Federico got it. It's Ukraine. Ukraine, says Happy Squirrels. Yes. Not Chisinau. That's... no, it is Ukraine. What's the capital of Mozambique? What's the capital of Mozambique? Big port trading city. Yeah, Chisinau is in Moldova. Close, but not quite. Zanzibar is close. That used to be a capital city in Tanzania, James, but not. Mozambique's a little farther south than Zanzibar. That's a great guess, though, because you're on the right coast, and it's also a big port trading city. Maputo is the answer. Good job, Joseph. Maputo is the capital of Mozambique. Chichen Itza, the site of a major Incan city, is located in which modern-day Mexican state? If you were in Chichen Itza, which Mexican state would you be in? Who knows their states of Mexico? Oh no, Happy Squirrels, don't blame yourself. Oh, James got it. It's Yucatan, yes. Oh yeah, Joseph, good job. Yeah, I'm guessing you were on Cetera or something like that. So you have a lot of those kind of quizzes. The Yucatan, yes. The Detroit metropolitan area also extends to which Canadian city? This is like a very specific Canada question. I don't know if, I don't think Ludmila's here anymore. Oh, hey, Latoya, it's good to see you. I haven't heard from you in ages. I hope you're doing well. I got your email long ago, and it was very touching, and I appreciate it very much. However, Toronto is not the answer. It's very close, though. Alberto was Mexican and didn't know the answer. Poor thing. It is a suburb of Toronto. There's like 3 big suburb cities of Toronto, and it's one of them. Your options, therefore, are Windsor, London, or Hamilton. Which city do you think it is? Is it Windsor? Mississauga is not it. That's very close guess, Federico. It is Windsor. Yes, Latoya. Windsor is the answer. London and Hamilton are a little closer to Toronto than Detroit, but Windsor is literally like a stone's throw from Detroit. What's the largest city in Crimea? In Crimea, the area there, it's disputed. What's the largest city in Crimea? I feel like someone in my chat, yep. I was like, someone's going to know. It is Sevastopol. Odessa is the number 2. Very close guess. Sevastopol is the answer. Hispaniola is an island comprised of what 2 countries? What 2 countries? Oh, Joseph's going to bed. Good night, Joseph. Annyeong. What 2 countries make up Hispaniola? Federico got it. Haiti and Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic and Haiti. Yeah, you got it, James. Good job. You got it. Aw, little finger hearts from Joseph. Sarange. If you sailed from the Philippines to Vietnam, what body of water would you cross? If you were to sail from the Philippines to Vietnam, what sea would you have to sail across? I'm looking through trying to figure out which ones to pick from. Well, you figure that out because there's a lot of seas down there near the Philippines. Not the East China Sea. You're very close, James. Is there an East China Sea? I'm not sure. You're very close, though. We'll do this one next. Oh, there is. Okay. Not the Philippine Sea. Very good guess, Happy Squirrels. Because there's a lot of seas in that area, but only one of them is between the Philippines and Vietnam. It is the South China Sea. There you go, James. It's the South China Sea. The Bering Strait divides which 2 oceans? So many seas down there. It's ridiculous. So in between Indonesia and the Philippines and all that, there's so many. It is the Arctic and Pacific. Yes, that goes to Federico. Good job, good job, good job. What's the capital of Paraguay? What's the capital of Paraguay? Asuncion. Yes, Federico. Good job. The Huacan Corridor is a panhandle belonging to which country? Montevideo is in Uruguay, James. Good guess, though. The Huacan Corridor is a panhandle belonging to which country? There's not a lot of panhandles in the world. You hear about them. Not Namibia. I think that question is coming up, what the panhandle of Namibia is called, so I won't tell you now. But that's a good guess. There's only so few panhandles in the world. But they're very distinct but rare. If you were to ask an American name a panhandle, they would tell you Oklahoma. So Dr. Pickle, you know how Oklahoma is shaped like a square and then there's a piece sticking out that looks like a literal panhandle? That's a panhandle. Not the DRC. It's not in Africa. Let's say it that way. It's not in Africa. Oh, Toy is thinking. Yeah, that's what a panhandle is. There's West Virginia Panhandle and Maryland. Oh, nice, Carrie. Yeah, I forgot about those seats. Victor is from Brazil, and you're very relaxed. That's wonderful, Victor. Obrigado. But yeah, Idaho and Florida have. Oh, Idaho and Florida do have panhandles. Man, you guys are schooling me on panhandles. Anyway, your options are A, Pakistan, B, Nepal, C, Tajikistan, or D, Afghanistan. Is it Pakistan, Nepal, Tajikistan, or Afghanistan? You guys know all the panhandles except the Huacan Corridor. Yes, James, it's in Afghanistan. It's that little whoop tail sticking out of the top of Afghanistan. It is D, Afghanistan. Good job. Good job. Good job. Oof. The Abraj Al Bait is a complex of buildings located in which city? In which city would you find? Oh, I know Portuguese. That's the only word I know, Victor. I'm sorry. That's literally it. I'm so sorry. The Abraj Al Bait is a complex of buildings in which city? You can kind of guess what corner of the world it's in based on the name. But which city would you find that in? The chat got quiet. It is in Saudi Arabia, James. Which city in Saudi Arabia would you find the Abraj Al Bait? There's quite a few major cities in Saudi Arabia. Not Riyadh, good guess. It is a complex because they need to house a lot of people all at once. Not Jeddah, good guess. It is Mecca. Happy Squirrels got it. It is Mecca. Which island is home to the most countries? So you know how Hispaniola has 2 countries? Which is the only island with 3 countries on it? Which island is home to the most? Yep, it's Borneo. Bonus question, name the countries on Borneo. I'm having fun. You guys having fun? This is a good one. This is a really good book. I have another one that's really good. The third one I got, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Brunei. There you go, guys. Good job. Teamwork. Learning Portuguese? Yes, Victor, because I am terrible at pronouncing Portuguese, especially Brazilian Portuguese. I am horrendous at it. So yes, I have really wanted to still know how to pronounce things because I'm so bad at Brazilian Portuguese in particular. Bethlehem is a biblical town located in which modern country? Technically, where can you find Bethlehem today? Technically, it is not Israel. Technically, where would you find Bethlehem? In Palestine. Yes, Dr. Pickle. It falls under the region of Palestine. The gulf that connects Israel to the Red Sea is called what? Yeah, I know, that was a trick one. Bethlehem is technically not in the borders of Israel. What's the name of the gulf that connects Israel to the Red Sea? Well, we're in that corner of the world, I guess. Anyone? Anyone? I can give options. It's very quiet. Let's see. So your options are, oh, there we go. Not John says Aqaba, and that is correct. It is the Gulf of Aqaba. Great job. Not John. I like that. What's the, oh, see where my colonization brain needs rewiring. Exactly. I wholeheartedly agree with that. What's the second longest river in Africa? What is the second longest river in Africa? I got this wrong when I did the trivia. I thought that one river was a lot longer than I thought it was. We all know that the longest river is the Nile, of course, but what's the second longest river in Africa? It is the Congo. Yes, happy squirrels. It's the Congo River. Oof. Oh, man, it hates the word Niger, this chat. You know, I thought it was the Niger River too, but it is the Congo River. Let's see. I can tell you a sentence. The phrase is cheese bread. I don't want to. That's embarrassing. Bohemia is a traditional region in which modern day country? Hey, Adam. It's good to see you, Adam Benjamin. It's trivia night. Monday night is trivia night. Every now and then says hello from Australia. It is in Czechia. James gets that one. Bohemia is found in Czechia. A Lusophone is someone who speaks which language, Victor? Pau de queijo? It is Portuguese. Yes, Federico. Someone who is a Lusophone is a Portuguese speaker, just like Victor's trying to make me speak Portuguese. Dun, dun, dun. What's the southernmost subject or region of Russia? What's the southernmost region of Russia? It is almost desert. It is Dagestan, James. Yes, I just did a video about it. It is Dagestan. What river flows through Baghdad? What's the name of the river that flows through Baghdad, the capital of Iraq? Not the Euphrates, not John. It's the other one. Not the Euphrates. Euphrates, I think, is mostly in Syria until it comes into Iraq. It's the Tigris. James gets that one. Yes, it's the Tigris. Which U.S. state has the most active volcanoes? Yeah, that's an easy one, I think, because you know it's either the Tigris or Euphrates. It is Alaska. Yes, happy squirrels. I think like they want you to pick Hawaii, but it's, James, not the super volcano in Wyoming. There's far more volcanoes in Alaska that are very active. Which, I don't know if I should do an economic question. Oh, we reached the end of when I played this book. So that means, let me grab pencil. We get to play together. Oregon and Washington, I believe so. Let's see. I did this one. Which city does Sheremetyevo International Airport serve? In which city would you find... I am great at geography, Victor, not to brag. It's like one of my favorite things. In what city would you find Sheremetyevo International Airport? It is Moscow. Yes, Federico. It is Moscow. Oh, I did some of these. Never mind. I have not reached the end of what I did. But a lot of these are numbers, so I just didn't do them. Because I don't want you to guess, like, how many countries use the Fahrenheit system? Actually, how many countries use the Fahrenheit system? Hold on. Now I want to know. I think it's just America, right? What page is the answers on? 84. It's number 264. Yep, it's just one. One, because we're stubborn. It is just America. I thought there would be like one random one in the Caribbean or something. But anyway. What's the largest island in the Mediterranean Sea? Laos? In the Mediterranean Sea, or Vietnam does. Okay, see, I knew there was a random one somewhere. The answer is Sicily, though. That goes to Federico. I think it's that one. What's the largest island of Hawaii state known as? What's the largest island in the state of Hawaii? Liberia uses imperial. Interesting. Yes, James, it's Hawaii. Hawaii is the largest island in Hawaii. Doesn't Burma use their system? I wouldn't be surprised. That sounds like something they would do. The imperial system. I think that's for measurements, not temperature. I don't know. Copenhagen, the capital of Denmark, sits on what island? On what island can you find Copenhagen, the capital of Denmark? I want some Red Bull. My candy. Zeeland. Yes, James, you spelled it like perfectly too. Zeeland. The Åland Islands are an autonomous region belonging mainly to which country? The Åland Islands, I should say. We don't have that sound in English. They're an autonomous region, but what country do they belong to? Yes, Adam got it. It's Finland. Good job. It is Finland. Which two mountain ranges? Yes, it's Brasilia, Victor. Which two mountain ranges are widely accepted as the boundary between Europe and Asia in Russia? Which two mountain ranges are the boundaries between Europe and Asia? There's two of them. The Ural Mountains is one. Adam got that one. The Ural is one. The Ural and the Caucasus. Great job, Federico. The Ural and the Caucasus. Yes. The 38th parallel was provisionally used to determine the border of which two countries after World War II? After World War II, the 38th parallel made the border between which two countries? Well, Korea, yes, Adam. South and North Korea. There you go. North Korea and South Korea. What is Canada's largest island? What's the largest island in Canada? Squish this down. It's not Ellesmere or Victoria. It is Baffin Island. Yes, Federico. Baffin Island is very, very big. What's the name of the U.S. research station at the South Pole? What's the name of the U.S. research station at the South Pole? It's named after two famous explorers who traveled to Antarctica. Ellesmere is actually another island and is actually larger, is attached to another island. Well, then Baffin Island is its own independently shaped island. I feel like you should know that. Yeah, one of these explorers actually made it to the South Pole and one famously did not. But the station is named after both of them because they were both very courageous. Wait. No, I'm thinking of the wrong explorer. Both these people. Sorry, Amundsen and Scott. Yes. Scott went to the South Pole, but Amundsen got there first. Scott was the one that went there and they found the Norwegian flag already planted. It's the Amundsen-Scott Station. Jan Mayen is an island belonging to which country? And also, I didn't write these questions. These came from a book. So if any of them are wrong, that's kind of on me for asking it. It is Norway, not John got it. It is Norway. Before the United States purchased the U.S. Virgin Islands, which country did they belong to? Or who did the United States purchase the U.S. Virgin Islands from? Which country? It was the Netherlands. Yes, Adam. Great job. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not the Netherlands at all. I don't know why I said that. It's not. I'm thinking of something else. It's not the Netherlands. I'm thinking of New York. It's not the UK, though. They own the other half of the islands, but this country owns the other half. The Netherlands had New Amsterdam, not the Virgin Islands. Oh, it's very close, though. It's not Spain, but that's a fantastic guess, Adam. It is a country. It is Denmark. Yes, James. Denmark used to own the Virgin Islands. Let's see. In what desert can you find Las Vegas? What desert is Las Vegas located in? Runs the list of major colonizers, exactly. Although Denmark didn't do much, but they did certainly colonize. Someone in this building is listening to really loud music, and I'm living for it. The Sierra Nevada is a mountain range, James. That's okay. Close in that it was Western Europe. Basin and range? Probably. I know that Sierra Nevada is a mountain range. Although in California we say Sierra Nevada mountains, not Nevada. Because there's also a Sierra Nevada in Mexico. but the ones in California, we say Sierra Nevada. Your options are, oh, I'm sure about your Canadian, your Canadian deserts. It's the Mojave. Yes, James, it's the Mojave Desert. Good job. Basin and range is a geology feature. Yeah, but, there is the Great Basin Desert, but you forgot after playing New Vegas. Funny. The Great Basin is a deserty region, but Las Vegas is not there. I think it's in Arizona. Not sure. As well as Nunavut, what are the 2 other Canadian territories? You knew that one, Carrie? You should have said something. What are the 2 other Canadian territories besides Nunavut? Yukon and Northwest. Not John got it. Northwest and Yukon. Good job, Adam. Good, good, good. What's the largest Australian territory, not state? What's the largest territory in Australia? Yes, Carrie. What's the largest Australian territory? Speaking of territories, it is Western Australia. Yes, Adam. No, it's not. Western Australia is a state. Man, I must be getting tired because I'm reading. It is the Northern Territory. I'll give that to Dr. Pickle. Every now and then got it as well. Why am I looking at the answers and being like, yes, that's it, when it's obviously not? I feel my eyes getting heavy, so I think the ASMR is sinking in. What's the largest country to not have its own airport? Low blood sugar? Man, I am drinking this. My sugar is very good. Keep me from falling asleep during my own ASMR because I'm a Leo and I could fall asleep to the sound of my own voice. Bhutan is a great guess. It's not an option on here, so I'm guessing that they have an airport somehow, somewhere in Bhutan. If you want, I can give you guys options. Let's see. I want to see how many more pages I'm going to do. Are they negative emissions? I don't know. And I did a lot. I didn't realize how many I did. Anyway. Which is the largest country to not have... Okay, options. We have A, Liechtenstein, B, Luxembourg, C, Barbados, or D, Andorra. Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, Barbados, or Andorra. It's Andorra. There you go. You all got it now. It is Andorra. Andorra doesn't have space for an airport because it's too mountainous. The 10 highest waterfalls in Europe are located in which country? In which European country would you find its top 10 waterfalls? Highest waterfalls. The 10 highest waterfalls in Europe. Oh, Switzerland's are great guesses, you guys, but it is not Switzerland. Ooh, I was about to give you a hint that would have given it away immediately. Think about what kind of... There you go. Adam got it. Norway is the answer. I was going to say, think of what kind of landmark would offer waterfalls. I was about to say, think fjords, but that would have given it away right away. The Big Easy is a nickname for which U.S. city? Which U.S. city has the nickname The Big Easy? It's New Orleans, not John got it. New Orleans is the answer. Let's see. Thinking Big Apple, yeah. A European car with the letter E on the number plate denotes that the car is from which country? Which country in Europe has the letter E on their number plate? It is not England. Good guess. It is not Estonia. That was my guess. It was wrong. It's Spain. Good job, Dr. Pickle. Don't forget about España. It's Spain. Dr. Pickle gets that one. Marco Polo Airport is located in which city? If you were landing at Marco Polo Airport, what city would you be landing in? Yeah, España. It is Venice. Federico gets that one. The answer is Venice. Where would you find the region of Inner Mongolia? If you were in Inner Mongolia, what country would you be in? In China. Yes, not John. It's in China. Yes. Hey, John Holly is here. Welcome to the game, John. We have not John and John. Let's see. How about if you were in West Azerbaijan or East Azerbaijan? What country would you be in if you were in West Azerbaijan or East Azerbaijan? Yeah, it's Iran. Yes. Isn't that interesting? I talked about that in the Azerbaijan episode, I believe. It's not Azerbaijan. What's the name, speaking of Azerbaijan, what's the name of the Azerbaijani exclave bordering Armenia and Iran? Make it make sense. It was the Soviets. The Soviets drew the lines straight through Azerbaijan. So, whoops, it's Nakhchivan, not John. Wow, not John is the expert on Azerbaijan over here. Is there a reason? Or do you just know a lot about Azerbaijan? Let's see. So Inner Mongolia is in China. British Columbia is in Canada. Yeah, it's people exploring and naming things. Or in the case of Inner Mongolia and Azerbaijan, it's the Soviets drawing lines. That's exactly what happened. It was Soviets drawing lines on a map and trying, especially with Kyrgyzstan, but not quite getting it. In what African mountain range will you find Mount Stanley? So it might be a little tricky. In what mountain range can you find Mount Stanley in Africa? This one you might need options for because I think this is one of the lesser known mountain ranges within Africa. It's awfully quiet. That sounds like an awfully colonized name for a mountain in Africa. Yeah, it's after Henry Morton Stanley. But yeah, it's near Rwanda. I think it's in Rwanda or on the border of Rwanda, Carrie, but it's the mountain range that you can find in Rwanda. Okay, let me give you guys some options. It's A, Ruwenzori, B, Eastern Rift Mountains, C, Sami Mountains, or D, Simeon Mountains. Oh, stop. It's on the border of the DRC and Rwanda. I think that's what it is. It's not the... Oh, hey, Kamal. Hey, Kamal. Kamal's here. It's not the Eastern Rift Mountains. Kamal, I had so many questions about India and you weren't here for them. It was about like Indian states and stuff. And I was like, I need Kamal. It's not the Eastern Rift Mountains. So your options are Ruwenzori, Sami, or Simeon. I haven't, oh, I know, Kamal. We were doing what state is the Taj Mahal and nobody knew. Nobody knew. I had to give options like I'm doing for Mount Stanley right now. No one knows where Mount Stanley is. I forgot too. It's right on the border of the DRC, and I'm pretty sure it's Rwanda. But it's a volcano. It's a boomer, a big boomer. There's a lot of big boomy volcanoes in this mountain range. It's awfully quiet. You haven't heard of these mountains? Yeah, it's time to learn more about Central Africa. It is the Ruwenzori Mountains. It's the only one out of these options that I've heard of, so I figured it was the Ruwenzori, which it is. The Ruwenzori Mountains. Which two capital cities lie on the Gulf of Finland? It says the Gulf of Finland separates which two capital cities? Not Stockholm and Helsinki. Helsinki is one of them. Helsinki and Tallinn. Frederico gets that one. Yes. It gets so quiet during Africa questions, and then it gets answered right away, the European ones. Isn't that interesting? It means after this, spend the next week brushing up on African geography, you guys. The Tatra Mountains are used as a natural border for which two countries? Which two countries use the Tatra Mountains as their border? It is in Europe, by the way, so that's why I threw that question out there. No, the U.S. educational system spends absolutely no time on Africa. None at all. They just tell you that it's there. That's it for the American education system. They don't tell you anything else about it. You learn about ancient Egypt. Yeah, you didn't know that Lesotho is mountainous? Yeah, it's the entire country is on top of the Drakensberg Mountains. It's very, very high. They all wear ponchos and ride around on horses. Same in Australia. Yeah, isn't that interesting? You wonder why you're it is Slovakia and Poland. Every now and then got it. Slovakia and Poland. I understood what you meant. But yeah, you kind of wonder why the education systems around the world don't feel that African history is worth learning about. Or you have to take like a special class in college to learn about African history. What is the panhandle in Namibia known as? We were just talking about panhandles. What's the name of the panhandle in Namibia? Oh, come on, there's an India question next. So what panhandle? Oh my gosh. The panhandle in Namibia is known as blank. I would not trek in the Ruwenzori Mountains. It's a little bit impossible, and it's full of volcanoes and very dangerous animals. And you need to have a guide with you from that region to help you get through it. So please don't decide to explore the Ruwenzori Mountains immediately. Plus, that's where mountain gorillas live. And even though they're not violent and they're not familiar with humans, I wouldn't provoke them. They're very strong. Right? The Pacific Islands on our own continent. You learn about Cuba and that's it. Anyone know? Okay, I'll give options for Namibia's panhandle. It is either the, oh goodness, these options are funny. The Caprivi Panhandle, the Caprivi Narrows, the Caprivi Corridor, or the Caprivi Strip. It's the Caprivi blank. Yeah, in the national parks there, they let the mountain gorillas do their own thing. If you go to see them, it's not the corridor. Not corridor. If you go to see them, you have to have a guide and you have to hike. I did a video about the mountain gorillas. You have to hike at least like a couple hours into the interior of the jungle, not the narrows. So your options are panhandle or strip. And then you're not allowed to talk above a whisper. You're not allowed to sneeze. You're not allowed to obviously like take flash photography. It's the strip. There you go, Carrie. It's the Caprivi Strip is what it's called. And you can only stay there for so long. You have to leave after like an hour or so. You can't stay for an extended amount of time. So they do a lot there in the Bwindi Forest to keep the gorillas protected and safe. It's wonderful. What's the name of the state found in both India and Pakistan? Yeah, you're not allowed to sneeze or burp or fart around the gorillas. So keep it in. What state can be found in both India and Pakistan? Kashmir's very close, James. Isn't it amazing? It's remarkable what the people there have done. Kamal got it. Punjab. Kamal's here. No farts. Yeah, no farting around the gorillas. You didn't get it wrong. It is Punjab. Good job. Good job with Punjab. Yes, Kamal finally gets an India question. Along with France and Finland, what's the only other country to start with F? There are 3 sovereign nations that start with F. They are France, Finland, and what? Fiji. Well, Federico, that was fast. It is Fiji. What is the Rapa Nui more commonly known as? Or I should say, what island would you find the Rapa Nui? Easter Island, yes, James. It's the native people of Easter Island. Easter Island. Look at all these Easter Islands. Everyone coming out with Easter Islands. That's wonderful. All right, there are 3 regions of Oceania. There's Micronesia, Polynesia, and what? I feel like I go over this with every Oceania video, but it's worth repeating because it's like basic Oceania geography that nobody knows about because they don't teach it in school. It is not Macronesia. Very close. Macronesia, it's Melanesia, says Dr. Pickle. Yes, and Julio. Julio is here. Wonderful to see you, Julio. It is Melanesia. Macronesia, I think, is part of Asia. I'm not sure. Out of those regions, which one does Hawaii belong to? So there's Micronesia, Polynesia, and Melanesia. Which one is Hawaii? And yes, James, it's Polynesia. Polynesia, says not John. Good job, you guys. Polynesia is the answer. Niagara Falls occurs between which 2 Great Lakes? Not which 2 countries or states. Hey, Julio. Which 2 Great Lakes is Niagara Falls between? And there are only 5 Great Lakes, so Erie is one of them. Huron is not. One of them is Lake Erie. Think about what province Niagara Falls is in Canada. Erie, Ontario. Good job, not John. Let's see. Which country, since they are UTC plus 14 time zone, is the first place to celebrate New Year's? Which country is the very, very first one on Earth to celebrate New Year's? Kiribati is the answer. Good job, Dr. Pickle. It is Kiribati. You know, happy squirrels, the Great Lakes too, are one of those things that when I try to list them, I go like, And I like can't get the 5th. And it's always different. It's always a lake that I can't think of. It's very funny. Let's see. Before the Burj Khalifa, what was the tallest building in the world? Before the Burj Khalifa was completed, what was the tallest building in the world? Homes. Oh, wow. Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie. I have never heard that. That's so cool. It is not the Petronas Towers, Federico, but that is a fantastic guess. Very, very educated guess. What was the tallest building? It is in Asia, by the way, before the Burj Khalifa. I might have to wrap this up soon because now I'm hungry and I need to use the bathroom. It is Taipei 101. Dr. Pickle got it. Taipei 101 is the answer. I'm trying to find a good one. Some of these are like way too difficult, and some of them are way too easy. Cappadocia is a large plateau in which country? Where would you find Cappadocia? In Turkey, yes, Federico. It is in Turkey. Julio knew it too. Cappadocia. What's the largest religious structure in the world? What is the largest religious structure in the world? It is not the Vatican, James. That's a great guess. It's Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat is the answer. I'm going to do one more, And I'm just going to grab a random one in here that I haven't looked at yet. But I want to make sure I know the answer without having to look it up. What country has the oldest continually used flag in the world? It's going to be the last one. What country has the oldest continuously used flag in the world? It is Denmark. Federico, great job. Federico was here for like the entire stream. A lot of you were, but Federico, I think, got the most right answers out of everyone in the stream. You guys were fantastic. Good trivia, you guys. I will be back next Monday for some more trivias. I have 2 other books just like this. I got one from Lonely Planet, and it's a volume 1. Volume 2 has not come out yet. It comes out, I think, next month. So there's so much more trivia to be had. Plus, I mentioned before that, like, this book and various other trivia books that I have are self-published on Amazon. So I thought, what's stopping me, right? So that's my little side project I've been working on, is trying to make about Egypt. Carrie, when this ends, watch the stream back because we did a little book about ancient Egypt. And I'm about to go eat dinner and then do research for Egypt for the Egypt video. So that's coming very, very soon. But yeah, I'm working on a side project of doing my own trivia book that I could publish on Amazon. Wouldn't that be fun? I've always wanted to do a like ASMR history book. Like, obviously not an ASMR, but it would be like the ASMR Geographica's History of the World, ASMR Geographica's Geography of the World, stuff like that. Wouldn't that be interesting? I figured that would be a good side hustle, right? Anyway, just a thought. Who knows if it will happen, because it takes a lot of work to publish a book or self-publish a book, even on Amazon. So anyway, I need the bathroom, and I'm very hungry. There's a burrito right here calling my name. So thank you guys for playing with me. See you all next Monday, same time, same place. You would buy it. Awesome. Have a wonderful week. Do some research on Africa. Watch some of my videos. Of course, Dr. Pickle, always go through my Africa playlist, pick a video that, oh, you have a short story on Kindle. That's so cool. Pick a video of a country you've never heard of in my Africa playlist and watch that tonight and try to learn something before you fall asleep. So thank you again. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your week. I'll see you all on Monday. Thank you again for playing with me and have a good night.